Should start with that. That should be the first thing people hear on the VOD. Grif and Go Show.
Do.
And yes, it is episode 24, which means this has been going on for almost 6 months. Because I think
That's crazy.
half a year is like
That's
26
crazy.
episodes. So yeah, like I was thinking about that today at work. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And it's Grif, Go, and the homie GT from across the pond. Thanks for joining us, man.
Hey guys. Yeah, thank you for inviting.
Absolutely. So we got some phase 3 stuff we're going to talk about a little bit later on. Maybe the first boss in TOGC. Grif and I were unprepared and had plans to talk about it, but we were both too busy.
I've been busy.
Yeah.
Man.
Didn't really get to look into it too much.
I gotta tell you what I did, but I'll save it for like what we did this week because it's actually pretty exciting.
Oh.
Sort of. I don't know why I hyped it.
Oh yeah, it's super exciting, man. But GT is a fellow Boomie, and I was looking him up a little bit more today to find out a little bit of info here. I see you're in Scarlet League, the guild on Firemall EU. How's it going in Scarlet League?
Yeah, that's correct. All right, I guess we're like community-based guilds, but more like in a performance in mind. You know, we're not like a casual dead guild, but we're trying to clear open.
Yeah.
Nice. You're in a dad guild still pumping as hard as you do? That's crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it dead guild. I used to be in a dead guild in TBC, and then Samuel came out, and I had to switch
because you want to pump.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just the facts of life. You can't high parse if your guild isn't also trying to pump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if your kill times are like a minute slower than a lot of other guilds, then yeah, that's rough.
People are always like, "Oh, how do I improve my parse?" And you're like, "Well, everyone else is running, 200 DPS, 300 DPS under what they should." So you're probably not going to be able to. It's sad, but it's the way it works. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we have here? You have like a 99 on every boss except for one. You want to talk about that one boss? What's going on? Where's the 99?
What's the boss?
I don't know. It's Vezax. It's every phase. In phase 1 it was. Yeah. In phase 1 it was. I think it was Farlina, the spider chick. I actually had 99. It was like not locked in. And then a few days after I checked, and it was 98, and I couldn't convert it to 99. And yeah, seems like it's Vezax for this phase. I don't know. It's unlucky. It's always some.
That's too bad.
I don't know.
Yeah, I always get the mark of the faceless as soon as like the Animus comes out. Every week, it's like, well, there goes that.
Do you think it is RNG for some of these to get a 99?
Vezax for sure.
Because like, we talked about last week how XT can really cost you, RNG or parse because you're always having to run out if you constantly get, gravity bombed or searing light. I think is the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like is that because I gotta tell you guys, I only do Vezax as a melee as a feral. And our mechanic is just hit the boss. We don't have to do anything. You guys are like screwing up mechanics constantly. I mean the casters. They're the ones being constantly yelled at. Like, oh, come on. And like, I'm just like hitting my buttons. I don't even that's the time when I space out until someone says 5%, and I'm like, oh. So what's is it the debuff that you have to run out for that causes you to not parse, or is it the timing of if you get the
both
thing, or is it both?
Yeah. There's a lot of things. Like I hate I don't know. Like finally I have Shadow Crash because like we're doing the two group strategy. So you could have I don't know 2 minutes standing there and not getting a crash. And then finally you get a crash, you pop all cooldowns, like you get lunar, you pop hyperspeed and everything, and then you get the mark of the face that you have to run out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Last reset, I got Shadow Crash on me. I started running, and I got into the little hole in the Vezax room, and I was like running on the spot and like what the fuck, and insta death.
Yeah. Are there any spots in melee Grif where it's like a tiny little ledge and you can just like hit it and get stuck on it, because we have that for ranged. It's like you'll try to avoid the shadow crash, and then all of a sudden you're just stuck running in place because you're like
Is it just
clipping.
like the ground isn't flat?
Yeah.
No, I mean, because the thing is, especially for Vesics, we don't have to move. Like you don't. That's what I mean. Like it is night and day for a melee. Like you just stand there. I'm trying to think if there's other fights. Like there's Freya fights where like I think it's flat and I'm like I can't. But sometimes it's the bombs, because I don't know if you guys know, the bombs
Yeah.
in the second phase actually take up physical space, so you have to go around them, which is kind of cool, but at the same time annoying when you're like in the melee just trying to go, and someone's But yeah, I don't know. That sucks.
The
This is
fires
bad
on
RNG.
Hodir as well. I got stuck on a campfire this week, and I couldn't get. What was I trying to do? I was trying to get into the little safe spot, like for the snowball thing where it's like you have to run into the last 3 seconds. I couldn't move, and I was like, "What? Why can't I move?" And I like nitro boost, and like I jumped. That's another thing you're not supposed to do. It's like I jumped, and when I landed, I was just an ice cube inside the thing. I was like, please break me out."
Yeah, this reset on Holy, I got like everything lined up perfectly. Like, I got Lunar, the crit buff, popped everything, Potion of Wild Magic. I got into Beam, Force over, I got that.
Yeah, I ripped threat, and I died in 11 seconds this week on Hodir.
Bro, we had I think I might have recorded it, but like someone was doing a really good job of calling out threat problems, and I think it was the Boomie. They were like, Boomie, threat, watch your threat. They're like, Boomie, threat, and he's like, dead. He's like, okay, threat's gone.
Yeah, but on Holy especially, like it's like in matter of 2 seconds, you're just 70% threat and 19 to 120 and you're dead.
The two fights you have, I would say you'd have threat problems. I don't know if you have as much of a problem on Vesics, but definitely on Vesics and Hodir. Those are the two ones where you guys get that huge buff. The good thing with Vesics is you tend to be far enough away that you're always in the I don't know if you guys know that caster and melee have a different threat threshold to pull off the boss.
Yeah.
It's much lower in melee range. So in Hodir, because those circles end up sometimes being close to the boss, when you're trying to stand in the circle to get the extra buff, you tend to put yourself in melee range and put yourself even more at risk, which is why it's safer to actually find one 15 20 yards away. But sometimes you don't have the option. You're just like, okay, I need the buff, I'm going here. But yeah, so that's even more dangerous Hodir, because and that one, I think it's 125 or 115, I don't remember the thresholds, but it's lower.
Yeah, silly ferals. You're always pulling thread anyway.
I just want to point out, because somebody asked, yes, GT is a fellow Boomie. So he is a Boomkin, a nature balance. I don't know what you guys call yourself. You got to come up with some cool names for Boomie instead of Boomie. Like,
Boom King is floated around. Boom Beast.
Lunar, I don't know. We'll workshop it.
Yeah, GT, you also do, you dabbled in some resto, right? Maybe a little feral too, or?
Well, actually, I wasn't healing this phase yet. I'm in phase 2. I was healing the heroics in phase 1.
Thank you, Bear.
Because I actually got into classic in TBC and I tried resto because I was main resto druid on original Wrath of the Lich King, so I came back to classic as a resto druid. But yeah, I rerolled for chicken in Wrath of the Lich King. And I'm trying to parse as a DPS now. So I tried my best on parsing as healer. I actually end up rank 2 on Warcraft logs for Black Temple phase 4 in TBC. Now I'm trying to DPS.
Do you find healers do the same game? Like someone just mentioned in comments that the parsing concept can actually cause problems in the community because, like for example, in one of the chats we were talking about, the XT heart. XT heart takes extra damage, so a lot of people use their cooldowns during the heart phase, though that doesn't actually make a lot of sense because it doesn't matter. Like you could do a lot of different things, especially for 3-minute cooldowns like us. you can get 2 in, so it makes sense to actually pop it at the very beginning and then at the 3-minute marker. But because Berserk during the heart phase allows you to do so much more damage, even though it's just for the heart, you do it for the parse. And do you find that, obviously that's, I think, how do I say this? I think for DPS, there's no way to stop parsing because that's kind of the point of a DPS is to parse. But for healers and tanks, like, do you think that that's still there? Like, is it hype enough that like other healers are like, bro, great heals, look at your numbers? Or is it more like, whatever, nobody died, good job?
Well, I don't know about tanks, but
Yeah.
when I was healing in TBC, like, not that many people cared about healing parses as a DPS parse, and it was actually even harder it's probably still even is harder to parse as a healer than a DPS because like even the composition really matters. Like you had 2 druids, okay, no parsing today because we will cannibalize our hots. So.
Yeah, sniping's still a thing. I mean, sniping's been around since, I mean, it's still around for a long time, but I mean, druids kind of have a workaround on certain fights where, because they're great hot healers, they do a lot of overhealing, but they do a lot of healing that single target healers can't really get to. But if you're healing a tank and you've got that paladin just snipe healing every single one, you're just gonna overheal and not get a good parse. So yeah, you're right. Comp matters. How people play how other healers play theirs. So yeah, I just think it's weird, like, because I've done the parsing as a tank, and someone was like, "What's the point? Like, did anyone pull threat? Did you die? Then good job." And I'm like, I guess. I mean, fair.
Yeah, I won't heal. I'm stubborn. I got asked to heal last week and 10-man, and I was like, I had a good excuse because I was like, oh, I don't even have dual spec on this tune, sorry. And they were like, well, we'll wait for you to go respec. And I was like,
yeah, I'm not healing on Moonkin as well because we have actually 2 rest druids and they are switching to boomies on some fights. So hopefully for me it's not going to be on the other way around because I have like dual spec, but I have 2 Moonkin specs and it's even it's not enough for me. I need even more.
Yeah.
I need spec for Wezax, I need spec for Freya.
Yeah, you don't have the space for a resto. On top of that, resto is probably the worst like heal / DPS because, well, maybe paladin suck too at it. Now that I think about it, but like if you're resto, you're in tree form. Tree form, you can't do any damage. So either you're out of tree form and lose all that bonus healing, or you're in tree forming and can't DPS. Whereas like shaman, priest, they can do both simultaneously, much more effective. So like if you're healing and you're at an aspect of the fight where you don't need healing anymore, it's actually better that you're either a boomie or a resto and nothing in between for fights like that, because you just don't shine the way other classes do, especially I'd say shaman and priests. But yeah, resto druids, whatever. No, I like them, but like it does suck that the tree form, and that's I think why they changed it in Cataclysm, so that you temporarily shift into tree form instead of having a permanent tree form. It's like a cooldown.
Oh, your tree's a cooldown. Yeah, the way to do it for boomies was to wait until you made sure that you were second in line for Valinir, and then after you got your first fragment, go, oh yeah, I'm gonna swap to being main Boomkin.
I'm gonna be Boomie.
Yeah, so you get your Valinir, and you have it as a Boomie. Yeah.
I just can't believe how hard you want that thing.
I've got 3 of my 30 fragments. I'm getting there. It's
You're
working
right there,
on it.
Man.
Yeah.
We had I think 6 shards yesterday or Tuesday.
That's good.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, it was pretty good.
We only had 2.
Anyway.
Over the weekend.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We're talking about rating. Let's talk. I don't know. Where were we?
Getting to know GT a little bit better. So
oh yeah.
Grif has a couple druids. How many do you have, Grif? Level 80 druids.
2 80s.
2 80s. I'm up to 4, and my 5th one is level 67. So do you only have 1 druid GT? Do you have 2? Do you have 5 like me, or?
I actually have 2 druids, but the other one is not 80. It's kept. I'm keeping it at 70 because it's just like a farmer, mining herbalism, buying. I was doing it in TBC, but I'm not farming much because of the bot situation, so it's not even worth it my time. I just bought everything from auction because it's so cheap. So it's
Oh,
not worth it.
is the bot problem pretty bad on your server?
Uh, I don't know,
It's
because
not bad
I'm
on ours.
mostly flipping optional, so I'm not going outside of cities and
Oh, okay.
raids. So, but yeah, like if you slash, I don't know, Botanica or something, there's like ton of DKs. And
Oh, really?
I hear people doing battlegrounds, it's just full of bots and everything.
I did Battlegrounds and I saw the DK bots. It's kind of fun though.
It's
Like how we were
crazy.
talking about it, like you get ping ponged because all the DKs just death grip you in chains. So it's like, okay, well, and then once all that's over, they just stand there and you're like, they have like 14k health. They just die in like 2 hits. But it sucks for if they're on your team. It sucks. But yeah.
Do you have any other classes at max level, like a mage or DK or anything?
Yeah, I have a mage. It's fire mage. I wanted to play it as a serious proper alt, but I don't know. I don't have time for playing it properly and join raids and stuff.
Yeah.
I got like 6 or 7 actually alts, but only the mage is 80 because I'm into like a gold making as well. So they are mostly kept on 70s to max out professions. You know, like smelting Titan steel bars on cooldown and stuff like that.
Do you guys think that's a mistake that you can max out all your professions and not ever touch the content? like maybe they should have made you at least get to like 75 before it's tough because I did the same thing for a long time with my other druid. I just got him fast flying and I would just fly around Wintergrass at level 70 and it was fine. I mean, it sucks because every once in a while you got to run away because the mobs are higher level than you, but like, yeah, you can max out all those professions. So, but at the same time, everyone's got 70 bots, just lining them up.
And I think it's gonna be even worse in Cataclysm, or I don't know if it was Cataclysm or the expansion after, but there was some expansion of WoW where you're actually leveling with while you're mining and while you're herbing. So this is gonna be a
I think
nightmare
it
in
might have been
Classic with the
Cataclysm.
bots because they will just farm and they will be max level.
So, Go and I were on a Cata server. This is like a month or two ago, and it was so overrun with like people on it that the easiest way I found to level was to actually go get herbalism and just herb everything because nobody else was doing it. So I leveled using just herbalism because I couldn't kill a mob because there were so many people, and plus that server, like the mob respawn was kind of broken. So I definitely think in Cataclysm that's when they changed it. But yeah. It's stupid when you're leveling using herbalism.
Yeah. So a lot of the videos I've seen of you GT have been like tips to parse bosses and stuff. Do you have any gold making videos? Are you planning on making any gold making videos?
I thought about it, but not at the moment. Like I'm gonna probably finish this phase, and it's consuming a lot of time. So I don't know if I even have an audience for that, because I want to focus on the Boomie, and I'm actually like facing a lot of people on my server. Like I have a lot of people on ignore because they're whispering me all the time, like, why are you undercutting and shit like this. I don't know. I have like monopoly on some items because I just decide like, okay, I'm gonna reset the price on Dragon's Anglefish and I'm gonna buy everything, and it's just me selling it for a few weeks.
People get so mad about that. Somebody bought a bunch of the ruined orbs. They were all down to like 200, 250. And someone bought them all up until the price was around 300 and then tried to resell them at 300 and they started yelling at this guy and I was like, that's the market, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Just go spend some I mean, some people hate it. I think it's funny because like that's what you should do. Like that's how an economy works. Like there are people that are finding, when the price goes too low, people say, "Hey, are you willing to pay this much?" Cool. Then that's what I'm going to sell it for you at. I think it's great. I think it's funny that people get mad about it though.
People were.
But you're the guy. You're the guy they're yelling at in trade chat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not looking at trade chat, but I have had even a few in-game mails, like,
Oh,
"Oh, you're an
really?
idiot" and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
They were really mad. Yeah, they're gonna take the time to mail you.
I've had a guy like he underpriced something on the auction house, and I bought it, and he mailed me saying, "Please, will you please send me that back? I'll give you the gold for it." And I was like, "What? No, man, you put it up. It's my windfall. I'm not about to send it back."
But they don't get it. They're like, "Oh, I don't know, sold 10 of these gems for, I don't know, 20 gold. Why are you selling it for 5 gold?" Like, because I don't have time, standing at auction house selling 10 gems. I have to sell 4,000 of them, so I just put it on 48, then switch out, put, I don't know, 4K of different material, and I'm just doing like this kind of stuff. So yeah.
That's cool.
I
Do you use
know
TSM then?
Huh?
Do you use
the.
TSM?
No, optional.
Mm,
It's
Oh, okay.
optional.
I tried TSM. It's too much for me. I can't
I've never used
handle
them.
it.
Big surprise. I
It's a
haven't used a
lot.
couple of those add-ons. But
It's big brain.
I heard last night that a lot of people's like potions have gone up a lot, like wild magic and speed pots. I don't know what feral druids use. Speed pots, I guess.
Yeah. Oh my god. Potion of speed.
Yeah,
Yep. They've gone up a little bit, but not crazy. They're still reasonably priced.
I think
Like
our
7 gold.
somebody was saying
Even
wild
blast.
magic was 12 gold per potion
That's
on
too much.
some other server. I think it was 9 gold each on Mankrik. Yeah, I'm like, dang, because they got all bought out and raised them up.
Man, I wouldn't pay for that. You can get it crafted cheaper than that. I mean, you could always get it crafted cheaper than that, but
Mm-hmm.
find a guildie.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of that, right? Have a guildie so you could just, hey man, here's, and then because the cool thing is like if you get a potion master, you send them 20, potions worth, and they send you back 25 because they get those lucky procs.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as they don't hate you, they'll send you those lucky procs.
Well, speaking of guilds, what kind of loot system does Scarlet League have? You guys straight loot council or?
We're actually using EPGP with DK. Yeah, like obviously, like every loot system has its advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the good
Wow.
thing about it is that I could save like the points or the EP for like big items. Like I have flare or the star shard edge because like it would be actually harder for balance rate to get in, let's say, I don't know, like loot council.
Mm-hmm.
But actually,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of EPGP, to be honest, just because I'm passing on so many upgrades to save points.
Yeah.
They
I
are
don't.
being even disenchanted or sold. I have to pass to save. I'm actually using like a 10-man token still on Glyphs,
Oh yeah.
just because like I'm not spending AP, man, for like I don't know 10% DPS upgrade.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, like they all have their own problems. So like loot council is great until you find that loot council is corrupted, and they're just feeding themselves all the gear. I actually really like Go's setup. The only problem with Go's is it's very dependent on the drops. Like if you don't get the drops, you don't get anything because you didn't sign up for it. So that's a downer. But at the same time, at least it's fairly distributing the loot. So there's that.
Yeah, like I'm in a loot list guild. So you put in like the order that you want your gear, like prio wise, and then when it drops, whoever put it highest on their prio gets the loot. And I was up. It was like a 4 or 5 way tie for Flare for a couple weeks, and then we finally got a couple to drop. I kept losing the roll, and it was down between me and a mage. Well, we had a new player join the raid. They put Flare higher, and now this week they were above me and the mage, and I was like, wait, what? What happened? Like I don't get to roll this week if it drops. So like that's a fault, I guess, in this one.
Oh,
Like being up next in line for it, and then somebody joining the guild that already
Like we
has
have
other loot, and then they're higher now. I'm like, man.
yeah. The good thing about like our one is like we are using like a base alternative upgrade and off-spec options. So like the GP is charged less for, let's say, if you click alternative, or even less for upgrade
Mm-hmm.
compared to this. But still, you either you spend, I don't know, points on these free small upgrades, or you save for something big.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I'm saving EP where I can. Like I bought the BOE cloak from auction house from Mimiron.
Yeah, I was in an
Yeah.
EPGP guild back in Classic, like vanilla. So I think it was like back in BWL. And I was saving all my points for Nelf's tier, whatever the trinket from Nefarian. And I waited like 2 months for it at least. And it wasn't dropping. And I was just building points, just passing on all this other loot. It felt bad. So I've been in that kind of guild before. And yeah, I don't know if I'd go back. I've also been in loot council guilds. I don't really care for those either.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind EPGP if there was even something more to it, not just these options. Like if there's like a way to get more points for other things, not just showing up on raid. Like I don't know. I've been, for example, 100% attendance so far for phase 2, but I don't know, something that maybe incentivize people to perform better, like or to put extra effort. So I don't know, could be, I don't know, for performance, attendance, not dying, most consumable use, I don't know, donating to guild or whatever. And most importantly, like Jesus, like if no one wants an item and it's gonna be an upgrade for someone, like why are you charging it some points? Just
All right,
give it to them for free, not disenchantment.
Yeah.
hear me out. Hear me out. You give out loot based on, for the casters, you give out loot based on how much they messed up Vesix and like Mimiron. Like if you look through and you're like, okay, you caused this much, cool. And then you rank everybody, and the people that keep continuously doing the mechanic correctly get more loot, and the guy who just sucks at it, well, it's I'll see you in 10 man. See you in 10 man. I mean, I'm just kidding, because that's not, because like the thing is, you start going down that like, oh well, how about we just do it by parse? Whoever has the highest parse. But then you're like, yeah, but like you have all the loot. Of course you're gonna get the better parse.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what do we? But yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be funny to come up with some like clever new system where everybody's happy. But I found out recently that doesn't exist. So
I know we're thinking about making some sort of performance metric tied to our loot list. Like if you have a malady bounce for 4 weeks in a row on Yogg, then
Malady's a good one.
if you get hit by a shadow crash on Vezex, yeah.
I'm so sick of listening to the raid leader. Move away from the malady. Move away from the malady. Move. No.
Yeah.
It's like, man, just like look up. Like, literally, look up. There's nothing going on during that phase. Like you're killing out like 3 tentacles. Chill out. Look up. Figure out what the malady is and do whatever. I just think it's so funny because like people would just like run. They don't do the first step. Like look where malady is. They just go. Ah! They just scatter in every direction. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And the malady guy runs, and you're like, no man, stay. I mean, I guess they can't control it, right? The malady person can't control their movements.
No, we can.
Their movements, no, but they can grief you. Like I think we had a mage like their first raid with us. It was either this week or last week, and they ice blocked it, and it immediately bounced. Or maybe it was a paladin, and they bubbled it, and it immediately bounced, and everybody was like, "Yo, don't do that." Like we got on him like real quick. Like, what are you doing? All right. We got a couple polls here. I had mine first, I think, in the notes. And mine was about a classic raid. Which classic 20-player raid did you like more? And it was a landslide. People chose ZG over AQ20. 89% ZG, only 11% AQ20.
I read that, and this is what I thought about, because I actually talked about a couple people this. What is the most of all of the expansions? What's the most forgettable raid? And my mind goes straight to AQ20, and which is bad because I remember it, but like I ran AQ20 maybe twice on my main, like twice, because AQ40 was there and the loot was way better, and AQ40 took like forever, especially early days. So you're just like, no, I don't care about AQ20. There's like one item there I need, and whatever. I did it twice. I hated AQ20. I didn't find it fun at all.
That was back when I actually
But
raid led the 20
Grats on
mans.
soloing though.
Oh, thank you.
Grats on soloing. I
Thank
can't
you.
kill the bee. I think I told you that. Yeah, I can't
The
kill the
bee?
flying dude.
Oh,
You
really?
can't bring him down. How do you bring him down as a feral?
You go Boomie.
Mistake.
You
yeah, there you
bring
go.
mana pots or something. I don't know. you jump swipe.
Is ZG only remembered because of the mounts? Like, if those mounts weren't there, no, because I like the final boss. I think the final boss was fun.
Hakar.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, GT? What's your more favorite raid? I worded that terribly. Which raid did you like more, ZG or AQ20?
I actually played only ZG because it was in TBC. I haven't played vanilla, so I don't
You
even
haven't
know
played
what
AQ20?
AQ20 is. So
You're not missing out on anything.
Yeah. It's...
There's no clear path. Some of the fights are just boring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of, you know what? If I had to pick a fight I like from AQ20, it would be the wave one. I don't know why, but I actually enjoyed that. Like the waves come.
No.
What, are you gonna pick the one with the eggs? Get out of here.
No.
Get out of here.
I would pick the last boss, dude. The last boss is pretty fun.
Which one do you consider the last boss?
Osirian.
With the beams, or you have to click the thing when
You
the
gotta
guy's
click the
standing next to
things,
it?
and he gets the debuffs, and you can pump Arcane or Nature if you get the right one.
I wonder why a Boomkin would like that.
Or you cry when it's Shadow, Frost, or Fire.
Dude, I'm melee. I don't care no matter what it is. I'm like, this is dumb. At least you got a favorite. I think my favorite ZG though is the final boss. I don't know.
Oh,
What about
ZG,
ZA?
Hakar.
ZA? Do you guys are you excited about a 5-man ZA?
Zolaman. I've thought about going back there.
You haven't?
I haven't gone back to try to solo that one.
I haven't either.
I feel like it's gonna be
Actually,
hard.
That sounds like a good idea.
That's next on my plan.
Let me tab out really quick.
Yeah, just see if you can do it.
Yeah.
And Grif had a couple polls.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh.
You had two. You did one today, like usual. You're trying to get it in last
My
minute.
panic poll.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
9 hours ago. How many nights does your guild take to clear Ulduar? And the highest percentage was 57 with 1 night clear, which I was surprised at.
I didn't think it would be that high. I thought it would be the highest. I thought it'd be close with the second, because you guys still two night it, right?
Last night was our first week. We got everything down except for Razor Scale. So pretty
why
much.
You just go kill Razor Scale?
Because they want to do the achievement. We've got more people in the guild.
Okay.
There's 3 people that don't have the achievement. So Thursday we're going back there and doing the achievement. But yeah,
I imagine the clock strikes midnight and they're like, sorry guys, we're out.
That's pretty much what it was. Yeah, you'll be down Yogg 0 at 5 after, and they were like, can we just go kill Razor Scale so we have a log that's 1 night, one consistent log. They're like, no, we're gonna do the achievement on Thursday. It's like, oh, fine. So I chose usually 2.
I mean, that's a good argument because it is just kind of like a whatever. The achievement's dumb. If you had to pick an achievement from Ulduar that's dumb, that's got to be up there, right?
Oh yeah.
Because you got to I mean, the 9
I hate every
Crazy Cat Lady one's pretty dumb too, but
yeah, I hate every achievement that's actually ruin parses. So you have to decide. Okay, are we gonna or actually, you have to decide. Are we doing hard mode or loot, or are we doing achievement? That's stupid.
Yeah, and back in Nax, the 4 Horsemen achievement, we would get to 4 Horsemen. I'd be pumping yo, this is a sick night. It's going well. And then they're like, yeah, let's do the achievement. I'm like, no, no, I want to pump
with
4
a clean
Horsemen.
run, and people are like, let's completely veer off course and just do an achievement run. You're like,
yeah.
Oh man, I did a 10-man Nax the other day, and we had 3 bosses down, and someone in the chat, I think the raid leader actually, they go, "Hey man, maybe it'll be an immortal night." You're like, "Why would you say that? We have 3 bosses down. Shut up." Oh my god. Guess what happened?
You
We
guys
wiped-
got the achievement.
We wiped out the next boss.
Oh man. Yeah, cursed. Yeah,
Yeah.
only 1% third night is needed, and 10% said they still haven't fully cleared. Like, do you think that's
Not surprised.
Do you think that's
Not
like
surprised.
hard mode, or you think that's just Algalon?
I think people are still struggling with 25-man regular. They are really looking forward to the nerfs that may never come, which is
Yeah.
kind of sad for that smaller patch. But yeah, like I think it's good to know that a lot of people are clearing. And someone did point out, like, do you mean 25-man or 25-man with hard modes? And I guess I wasn't clear, but again, it's whatever you're doing is what you're doing. Like if you're doing like my guild does the hard modes no matter what. It's not like, have you ever, and we talked about this before, have you guys ever done Memoron hard mode and then went back and did regular?
Oh yeah.
It feels like dumb. You're like, it's just, there's no fire. We just stand here. Is this it? Is this it? It's so dumb. But people that have never experienced firefighter, they're struggling on that boss, and when they get it down, they're happy with it. So like as long as you're happy with your clear, whatever. But yeah, it's, I mean, you guys pump pretty hard. It's still 2 nights for you.
Mhm.
How many nights do you take, GT?
Well, actually, till now we're doing 2 nights, mostly because we were saving for Yog Zero, for the other raid night. But since we got it last reset, I think we're gonna go to do just 1.
Oh, I'm the only one with a 1 night clear. I'm actually really shocked. Hold on, let me take this moment. Oh, my guild is good. My guild is good. Oh.
Okay. Oh, how's your Dreambinder, by the way, Griff? Do you like? You're enjoying your weapon? Oh, that was Table that got it.
I
Oh,
do have.
oh, dang.
Okay, hold on. So hold on. I have something. Okay, I don't want to talk about it yet. We'll
He's
talk
like,
about it when we
okay,
get to the stuff,
okay, okay.
'cause I don't want to jump around because there's a lot to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on to your second poll, where it was last week, 6 days ago, back with the whole feral hype and everything, and you asked, do you, Blizzard, will nerf ferals? You had typoed the first one and said,
and then I typoed it again.
what did you say the first? You misspelled nerf the first time.
I said need instead of nerf.
Yeah.
Or nerd instead of I don't know.
And then you redid it and left a word completely out.
I know. You gave me so much anxiety. I was hurrying up to try to get it up. Anyway.
So yeah, do you
People got what I meant.
Do you think Blizzard will nerf ferals? And 23% said yes, they said as much. 24% no, I think the first nerf was just panic from speculation. And then 53%, which I was included in that, was maybe in later phases if you overtake all other melee.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys? So you obviously that GT. Do you think they're gonna nerf ferals? Did you hear about ferals? They got buffed.
Yeah. I was actually watching the last podcast, so I know.
Okay.
I don't know actually. Probably not.
I don't want to say anything anymore. I took so much hate for the last video I made. I just stopped making videos for a week. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let everyone just breathe. That was my most downvoted video I've ever gotten.
Yeah, it steered me away from making any sort of do boomies need a buff video.
The comments
I was
were
like,
just horrible. People were like, delete this now, delete this now. I did not delete it. I refuse to be swayed.
Yeah,
but I guess I didn't make any videos, so.
But I did see, I was looking at the feral DPS from the previous week on Warcraft logs, and I did see ferals are #1 on a fight.
Oh, what fight?
Let me lie to you and say it was Freya. I think it was.
We're behind.
I think it was Freya.
I think we're behind. What do you call it?
for
mages.
the previous week, for like last.
For just the week.
For just the week, all percentiles.
Hold on.
You're gonna make me look it up too. But you were second on a couple fights as well. It was like Algalon.
I'll just tell you.
Algalon was second. XT was second.
Yeah, we're #2. We're behind mages. 100%.
Click through the other bosses. There was one you were on top.
Why do I need to justify your claim? Okay, you know
I'm
what? If you
looking
go to the
through.
95th percentile,
It was all.
druids are number 1. But if you look at all percentiles, technically, mages averaged much higher than us.
No, it's Freya.
So we had one feral on Freya, absolutely just crushed everyone else, and it threw us off. So now we're number 1, and now we have to like walk around so nobody notices us.
Oh no, it's Freya. It's
I know, I see it.
Feral, unholy, assassination, combat. Yeah, where did you get mage for Freya?
Because if you look at if you take away the percentiles, like you have it 95th, set it to all percentiles.
Yeah, all percent. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. All percent.
Yeah, mage is number 1.
No, it's Freya.
On Freya, over a range of 1 week, all percentiles.
Correct.
Yeah, it's fire mage.
Bro,
not crazy.
Screenshot it. Send it to me. You're crazy. You're crazy, right?
I don't know how to screenshot on a Windows computer. Hold on. There's no shortcut, is there? That's dumb. I have to open like a file.
What does it say their DPS is?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It's on the all percentiles chart, so it doesn't really work like that. I don't know why I'm bothering sending this to you.
You're tripping me out. I have it pulled up on the screen right now.
Okay. Well,
it's showing melee.
Wait, is it up on the screen?
Yes.
So I can just look at it in the game. Hold on.
It's kind of clipped a little bit for like the names.
I can't. Yeah, so I can't see what you have selected.
But you can see the colors there. You see ferals up top.
Did you select damage to boss? Because that's a different stat.
Damage to bosses.
No, it's just damage.
Freya.
Just damage. I know, you have to open a snipping tool.
But the boss
is that's just screenshots. Bearbis, if you do Command Shift 4 on a Mac, you can just snip whatever you want. Look at that. Look at that.
Overall, with all the ads included,
but
yes.
If you select 95th percentile, it then puts druids back on top. Because technically they do have the highest DPS.
And 99th percentile? Yep. Up there for 99th as well.
And we did move from, I think, 7th to 6th overall, too. So, we just got to make it to the end without going too high up that chart. And we'll get one more phase.
All right. Well, we have one more poll to talk about. GT had a poll the other day. Is it still worth it to do another how to parse 99 guide this late in phase 2? And if so, which one?
I saw this. Is it really the 2 no choices nobody chose?
Well,
is that what I read?
I might have put that in the notes. Did I do that in the notes?
Yeah, that's what I saw in the notes. I was like, holy crap.
Oh, I forgot to do it. No.
I was hoping to get the don't bother.
Yeah.
I guess I have
right. Cool. See you later then.
The top one had 17%. No, don't bother. There's phase 3 here soon anyway. 17%. 0% for they are not useful anyways. 0% for that one. That's good. And it was really close between the two like bosses, Iron Council or Yogg, but Yogg won by 2%. And I was
Yogg would be interesting.
I was all for Yogg.
Even closer now, I think.
Oh
I'm trying to think.
It's 48 now.
Mm-hmm.
In order to parse, do you have to do brain room?
I don't think so.
No, you actually.
It's just the last phase.
Huh.
Yeah, for Yogg 0, I think you still cheese it.
you have to do Yogg 0 in order to achieve 99 because one light, those like I did one light in like week 3, and the best I could get was 97 because of the system, like the harder difficulty ranks higher.
Yeah.
That's kind of bullshit because until you can do Yogg 0, you can't get 99. And more people are doing it, then less and less you can rank with Yogg 1. For example, like if I do Yogg 1 now, I can't get, I don't know, past 90 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I did get it like 97 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. But yeah, Yogg, I think for Boomie, you're supposed to cheese and continue to AoE the ads in phase 3. Like instead of
I'm not airing at all.
no, you
Oh,
don't have
really? The ads
to.
count?
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought the ads counted. Yeah, so like what I looked this at like 2 to 3 weeks ago. The logs that I saw, people were just blizzarding the ads to like cheese and get extra DPS. It is like the longer the phase 3 almost, the more ads there are, so like the higher their DPS could get, and I was like, yo, that sounds pretty cheesy.
Yeah. Well, but like Yogg Zero is about single target DPS, so I'm not even running Gale Wings. It's for so I'm not even Hurricaning.
Oh.
It's no point.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Yogg video this week. Cool.
Incoming?
Yeah.
Can't wait.
But
There's so much.
I don't know, because like
content.
the Iron Council community is getting really strong. It's catching up to Yogg. Like the poll before that, I was putting like, should I do Iron Council or should I do Algolon? And like Algolon was like way ahead for, I don't know, 2 days. Like it was like 80-20.
Mhm.
But then like more and more people were joining. Like the Iron Council got closer and closer. Yeah, I don't know. It ended like 55 to. I don't want to do math live. So what's the other? 45. So yeah.
45. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there might already be an Iron Council like how to parse video out there. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
There could be one. It might be really close to where this live stream is right now.
Did you make one?
I might have made one.
Oh, okay.
But it's
That's
like it's
insane.
months old. There's probably new tech. So like a revised one, like a new one. Now that we're a little bit later into the phase, would probably.
Yeah, I hate
good.
these new discoveries. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
I do like I don't know. I started with Ignis, for example, and then a few weeks after discovered the ledge, so you don't have knockback.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So.
And then like getting bopped on razor scale.
Yeah, razor scale. Yeah.
That's a big one. Yeah. Somehow I got an 80 on Algalon this week, up from a 53. And I was scared to watch your video on how to parse it because I didn't want to like try to parse it because we're still like on progression pretty much. We haven't consistently got it down week to week. So I'm like, if I watch that video, I'm gonna try like to do some stuff that I probably shouldn't be doing right now. But yeah, somehow squeaked out an 80 last night, so that was pretty hype.
Nice.
No 99, I know, no 99. But I'm working on it.
You know, sometimes you just gotta be okay with a high 90 or a mid 90 for that matter.
Yeah. All right. I think should we do the videos now or skip them?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do
It's
them.
up to you. I kind of talk about mine, but
yeah. Do you want to even talk about yours any more than you already have? You want to just skip over yours?
I made a video suggesting a nerf for ferals. It didn't go well. That's all I'll say. Watch it if you want. I tried to be as diplomatic as possible. I failed.
And it wasn't a bad video, I didn't think, and it was a good suggestion. You were like, we should use a glyph and use a glyph to balance the feral's damage if it gets out of control. Yeah. And yeah, people weren't having it.
They didn't love it at all. But yeah.
Let me get the link to that controversial video and post it really quick.
That's what you should have just said. It's very controversial. You need to watch it.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen what the controversy is all about, check it out at youtube.com/griftonwow. I don't know if that's my link.
Grif. Oh, what is it? Grif.
At Grifton.
Grifton Wow or at Grifton. Yeah. Either one. Either one. Go hit the thumbs up to get the ratio a little better.
The ratio's pretty rough. It's my worst video by far. I don't care though. I knew going in it was gonna be bad, but I was like, whatever.
Oh man.
YOLO.
And then GT's latest video was getting rank 20 in the world on Ignis. And you had like the no knockback, so I guess you stood under the ledge for that one and got number 1 on your realm, number 7 in EU, and 20 in the world.
That's just like a recording.
Yeah.
It's like actually trimmed from the stream. I don't know, like minute and something kill, raw kill.
Yeah, and then that
I just on the pool I just pre-put it, used all the instance of movement to get pulses closer to the edge, and then I just rotate. So I need just rotation.
Yeah. And then your other one that I need to watch is how to parse 99 on Algalon. That one's going pretty good. 1K views 2 weeks ago. It's getting there. 20 comments on it.
It's tricky to get your content out there sometimes, but like honestly, like if the video is good, it'll just start going up and up and up and up. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for GT's videos because they are pretty solid. I watched like one. That's it. Sorry, it's
Actually, I'm not even used to these low views because when I started doing this, it was back in original Brother Lich King because I got into a serious hardcore raiding guild with like a 5 raid days a week. That was like smashing all real for us and attacking like a top world kills. So and back then like it wasn't as much as like now, like the content wasn't like now everything even before the release of the next phase. Like you were just discovering it back then, and like there were no guys, there were no like content creators like now. So yeah, like and it was like I don't know, top 30 broad kills, so like everyone was watching it, so I got like I don't know 20k views in instant. Yeah. But unfortunately I had to I tried to let's try to earn some money and monetize this channel, so I got declined 3 times, so I had to like delete all my old content because of copyright issues and stuff, and I still not accepted. So
I get the copyright thing's funny. I had a copyright issue on mine, so I took it down and recorded over it. Like I voiced over it to like get rid of the music. And I got comments from people going like, where there's no music, this is so stupid. I'm like, fine, I'll just delete it, man. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't care.
Yeah.
I had to delete. I had one video, like it was non-WoW related whatsoever, because I was doing like my side, like Thai boxing for a couple of years, and I made it some Muay Thai video that was just like trimmed few I don't know, some sections of a movie, like Muay Thai movie, like it was like an action clip, and it was it had like I don't know 1.5 million views. Like it was like my top really top rated video. Like it was going like crazy. And unfortunately, it was just copyright issues because it was just basically a trimmed film, so I had to delete it.
Yeah, jeez.
That sucks. That's how it is, though. Like, I mean, I get it because you can't use, other people's footage and stuff. Like, there's a fair use rule and whatever.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. And then I had one video this week. I spent a little bit of time editing it. Sometimes I don't really edit that much. This one I took a little bit of time, and it was soloing AQ20. And I just kind of like went over the bosses really quick on like what I did to get them down. And I got a comment the other day. It might have been yesterday or even this morning. What did they say? It wasn't on this one, but I was like, I plan on doing a ZG and going over like all the bosses for that too. And somebody was like, cool, but what do the bosses drop? Is there really a meaning except for the mounts? And I was like,
no,
you don't get it, man. You just don't get
it. I know. I think we talked about this before. People are always like, I'll be like, oh, look, there's this cool thing. I was like, you can solo. I think back in TBC, I soloed not Blood Furnace, but like one of those 5-mans. And they're like, yeah, but how much gold do you make? And I was like, yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to show that it can be done. I have no idea.
What's the gold per hour?
Yeah, what's your TPH?
Oh, yeah.
That's how it is, though. There's always that guy.
Yeah.
GT's like, oh, that was me. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually kinda in that community. Like I'm not soloing anything, but like I have to, you
Yeah.
know, my time is
Yeah.
valuable, so it
And I
has to
get
be
that
have some
too.
meaning. Either it's
100%.
a mount or
100%.
something. Like why do I solo other AQ40? Like
I
what's the
just
purpose?
soloed Magister's Terrace heroic for a mount that I'll never see. Like I've accepted that. That is my life.
I don't know how many times I've soloed Magister's Terrence. I haven't gotten any of the mounts, and I don't know how many times I've killed bosses that have a chance to drop a mount and still never gotten one.
I'm at 97 mounts. I want that 100 so bad. And I have, Glory of the Hero, like doing the heroics. The only one I don't have is the zombie one, Zombieland or Zombie Fest or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get people to do it. Like I literally am like, hey, they're like, no.
You have to
like,
you have to
on.
tank it and just run through it. Run through the gauntlet.
I have tried soloing it. I've tried bringing just a healer. You need a full group
because
you got to keep them together. It was annoying. God, that was so stupid. I'll get it one day. But yeah, so that one. And I don't have one of the achievements from Ulduar, which is Koligarn.
Killing the hands at the same time.
Arms, yeah.
That's an easy.
Oh, but
one.
I did do good on Koligarn this week, so I finally got the spot right. I didn't fall off the ledge. Really proud of myself.
Koligarn was one of the fights where I saw Feral was the lowest. You're still like 15th, 16th, 17th, somewhere down there.
Yeah,
where Boomies usually are, that's where the Feral is on Koligarn.
Yeah. We're still at the bottom, but like we're more respectably at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's really what it is.
Like our raid lead for the past couple weeks now is like, all right, nobody fall off the ledge. Let's just get the boss down. So I think Table's kind of like nervous to maybe find that spot. Maybe he still is. And I just didn't even see. But
I just want the mounts. Like I wanted to hit the 100 so bad, and I'm just short. But yeah. Anyhow, I forgot what we were talking about.
What else have you guys been up to in WoW? GT, what else do you do besides raiding and flipping the auction house? Is there anything else? Because achievements doesn't sound like your forte.
Yeah, like
according to
I'm not really.
CN.
Actually, I was doing the achievements in original rather Lich King and Cataclysm and stuff like that. But like now I realize like what's the point? Because like I have all the mounts and all the achievements back on some account I never logged, and so I'm not doing it again. I already done it, so what's the point?
Yeah.
I rather I rather spend time. Like parsing is something I discovered because it wasn't back then in original TBC, so I fell in love with. So yeah. Well, and what I've done recently, actually probably the only 2 months I'm trying to get are the Anzu ones, what I did, setting rolls, heroic.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, but I'm really not into trying to solo it because every time I die and then I rage hard so because of this shit, I'm not going the stealth again. And the dead charge, the Stratholm run, I can do it below 5 minutes already now.
Yeah, but it's not doing it. It never drops ever. It never drops. I've done it at least 100 times. Never.
Oh yeah, same here.
I want Mimir on Ted. We stopped selling it last week, and I think we rolled it off this week. So I'm hoping next week. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna hope every week until I get it that I rolled like a 20. Ah, man, don't you hate when like you roll on something you don't care about and you roll high? And then when you want something really bad, you're like 4. And you're like,
I rolled a 4 on Mem's head last night. Legit a 4. I hit the enter key. I had it like /roll typed out, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna count to 3. Hit enter, and it was a 4. And I was like, okay.
You do a pause before too. I go,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Clear the head. Yeah.
It's always like superstitious. It's like, do I want the first roll? Do I want to be the last one? Do I wait? So it's like the last clap after the national anthem or something. You want to be that guy, or like, do you want to send it somewhere in the middle? Like, yeah. So I was like, I'm just gonna count to 3, and I counted to 3, and boom, a 4.
Can you get into ZA solo?
I don't know if you can bang on the gong by yourself or not. I don't know if that was a change or not. Are you there? Are you trying?
Maybe. I mean, I just haven't been here, and I was like, oh, I'll go check it out. But yeah, like I don't think I can get in. Indiana Jones won't let me in. But yeah. Oh, I gotta tell you guys something though. I know this is kind of off. I have an 80 Boomie
Mm-hmm.
that is no longer a Boomie. I deleted every single piece of gear he has. He's now a full-fledged feral. Cost me about 7,000 gold. But
Jeez.
he was as of yesterday morning he was 4,000 gear score. Now he's almost 4,300 gear score because we ran next on Monday and then again on Tuesday. So yeah, like he's pretty much geared for Ulduar. Like that.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy playing feral so much more.
Well,
yeah.
I haven't tried to play feral. I've been thinking about it on my 67, but I'm like, I don't really want to figure out the feral heirlooms. I had asked in your Discord a week ago or so, like, what are the best heirlooms? And I didn't get like a specific answer. Like, this is your shoulders, this is your main hand, this is the enchant for your main hand, this is your chest piece, these are your trinkets. I need that. Give me that. Please make a video. Heirlooms, feral. There's hype. I want to know. I want to play it, but I'm too lazy.
Wait, do you want a video on like how to get geared or how to level one?
Just what heirlooms I need. What heirlooms and enchants on the
Oh.
heirlooms. Just
Easy.
yeah.
Easy.
Do
Maybe. I don't know.
Help me out. Anything else you've been up to, Griff? Or GT? GT? Anything else?
Yeah, go ahead, GT. I don't have.
Well,
much,
I just
so that
wanted
was it.
to comment that I actually started as feral when I got into WoW in TBC, but then I realized like I really hate melee. So I'm just playing casters and healers. So I don't know. I hate melee, so I'm probably not ever gonna go feral again.
Good choice.
So fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not exaggerating. The change they made, in my opinion, makes the rotation fun. Like fun. I think that's the right word. It's fun.
That's good. I know Tablespin loved one.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've spent like last couple of days sorting like 25k unread mail. I had to go through. So yeah, that wasn't fun. Yeah.
I got
it really took me like 2 or 3 days, like actual like 3 or 4 hours to collecting mail and then doing it on Action House again. And I still haven't done it. I had like 5k mail unread still, and I like, what the hell? Let it expire.
Mailbox full for like days. The little error that you have to deal with, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm using it as a you can't possibly have, even if you had like million of alts, the backspace for it. So I'm using the auction house and the mail as the backspace. I'm like, okay, something is gonna expire on this character in 5 days. I have to go through some mail, and I'm just circling all.
Do you have a guild bank alt? Like a bank alt that has its own guild, so you've got all that bank space?
I don't.
No.
That's what I do. I have an alt. He's in his own guild by himself. I have a full guild bank with 4 slots. I can't fill the thing up. I can't fill it up. I've tried.
That's impressive.
The problem is you can't use organizational tools on it, so you have to manually organize it, which is so unfun. But yeah, I recommend it. Check it out. See, because I used to do the same thing. But yeah.
Thanks for
yeah.
Griff, what else have you been up to? You're in ZA now, apparently.
I got in. Indiana Jones let me through. So yeah, I've been leveling a feral, gearing him up, which has been the main thing. I haven't been able to do much else. I've been actually doing a lot of like practice on the feral rotation. Because I wanted to get a video out last week. I did not do it because I read some comments in the druid Discord that made me think I might be wrong with my my thought on the opener. I don't want to get into it now, but like yeah, so like I've been doing a lot of that. But honestly, you might see me doing a full ZA clear soon because I'm halfway up this staircase to the first boss. This is not fun though. Like I'll tell you right now, this is I don't
stressful?
enjoy. Well, because you can't skip it. It's all
it's all
like, yeah. So it sucks. But I'm gonna let myself die. Anyway, Yeah, but not much. As far as gear goes, as Go already tortured me, I still don't have Dreambinder. But
Oh
last week
man.
I got Dark Edge, and it's working out okay. My parses have gone up slightly. The rotation feels smoother anyway, so like I really like it. I just want to get out of. I'm wearing the wrong gear in so many places because Dreambinder provides so much armor pen that I've had to like supplement it in other places, and it's so painful because everyone's like, your gear score looks good. I'm like, yeah, because I'm wearing like the second choice piece of every slot,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm just sitting on gear in the bank because if I don't, I'm gonna be like 3% over hit cap. It's painful, but yeah. And then we one cleared. I don't know if I mentioned that we won one night cleared. Ulduar hard mode, all bosses.
Grats. Mm-hmm.
For any of my guildies out there watching, nice. I think they're running it again tomorrow.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Your main raid is on Thursdays as well, right, GT?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday nights. Yeah.
Wait, when is your main raid?
Ours is Tuesday, Thursday cleanup. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys preparing for TOGC as far as like raid discussions?
No.
Because like it's gonna come out on a Thursday. It's probably not gonna affect UGT at all because like that's your raid night. But a lot of people that raid on a Tuesday, they're gonna try to like. I mean, actually, it might affect you more because if it comes out like that on Tuesday, you'll do Ulduar,
Mm-hmm.
and Thursday you'll do TOGC. But if you've got Ulduar and TOGC, obviously you have to prio TOGC, and then do Ulduar on the weekend. Like, what do Europeans do? Because isn't your first raid night Wednesday?
Oh, it
Yeah.
resets Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think you would do Ulduar Thursday if TOGC was released on Thursday, or would you do TOGC? Do you think, and then Ulduar a different night?
I don't know, actually. It depends, like, if it's gonna be released on Thursday or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
Because
know.
I think I think it was released on Tuesday. Ulduar? I think it was released on Tuesday, so you can actually. It was released, then it was reset, and you can go like another day. You could go again because it reset.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't remember him either.
Yeah. You guys want to talk TOGC?
We could talk TOGC Phase 3 in general.
Yeah, we shouldn't call it TOGC because there is other stuff in there. But yeah.
I was looking very slightly at Phase 3 like Sims last night, and I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Airness came in there, and I simmed like Phase 3 best in slot Boomie, and it was like 12,113 DPS. And Airness was like, Ferals has like 12.8k, and that's not even with Hysteria. With Hysteria, it's like an extra 1k, so we're really like 13.8k. He was like, how does it feel? And I was like, that feels kind of bad. But it's single target, it's single target.
You can't count Hysteria because it doesn't count on the logs. And you can say the same thing for Boomies getting whatever buff they could get, that they don't get.
We could get PI and Focus Magic, but both of those together is only still about 500 DPS. So.
Okay. Still, I mean, I definitely think it's going to be cool. I think a lot of classes in TOGC are going to be a lot closer together than that you think. Because I just think this is where the scaling of the two types are going to overlap.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be cool having a lot of these classes all at the same level. I don't know, though. It's going to take some time. We can't trust the Sims.
Never.
I typed into Chat GPT what was going to be the best, spec in TOGC, and it said, "Why do you care? ICC is right around the corner," and I couldn't argue with it. So Chat GPT wins again. So, yeah.
GT, what are you thinking about Phase 3 best in slot? Have you seen the Balanced Druid Discord set? Have you created a set of your own? Like, what are your plans?
Is there one already?
Oh yeah, it's been up there. It's you have to go to the theorycrafting thread.
Okay, I haven't checked that. And then I actually was watching one of your videos like a few weeks ago when
Mm-hmm.
we were making some phase 3 blessing slots.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
pretty
I
crit heavy. Yeah.
yeah, like I did mine as well. Actually, I tried, but then I tried yours, and it actually seemed a bit higher. So I used your as a starting point because I don't need as much heat as I'm aligned, so I can save the 1% because of the Draenei. So I switched some things around and actually got like 70 DPS even higher. So you had like the what is it called, Barb of Taras or something like that.
Yeah, I had like
The blade of
the
Taras.
hit main
Yeah,
hand, yeah, and every other sim uses the non-hit main hand. Yeah.
yeah. And actually, I'm swimming more with like Misery Sands
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
without the hit
Yep.
and few other changes.
Are you guys going full four piece then?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it's looking like. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it looks like even like 2-piece for me is like 500 DPS. Like it's massive.
Yeah,
I
it's
think that's
crazy.
going to be a problem for a lot of classes. There's just gonna be so many classes going full four piece that you're just gonna be competing. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how bad it's gonna be, but like, because you guys don't run four piece now, do you? Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some do, some don't.
Like
Yeah.
the full base is without the 4-piece, but I'm not even going for it because it means like you have to have the like free items of 252, like either chest, hat, and
That
gloves, or legs instead of chest, depends on how you're gearing.
it's the
And
same with
until you
ferals.
until you get those, like all of
Yeah.
those, and in order to even have those, you have to have all the beast items before that because
Yeah,
you're
you
missing hit
can't.
as well. So
It's it's literally the same. Like
Yeah.
ferals, the four piece is like 95%. But to get that extra 5%, you have to drop down to two piece and be wearing all those 252 pieces and, be fully decked out. So, like, you almost have to get the four piece and then go away from the four piece if you want to, continue to increase your DPS, which is dumb because it sounds like it's the same thing for you guys. So then you're in that moment where you're like, should I take the four piece? Okay, I'll take it. And then you're like, I'm never going to see that chest.
yeah. I
Legs.
decided I'm just gonna use the 4-piece because like phase 3 is gonna be here soon anyway, and I still like I'm missing like the threats which are like 130 boost increase and also grasp for reason and some other stuff. That's both rings. I need the fucking rings.
Ooh.
Like I'm
Are
doing
you
10
guys?
man every.
Jeez.
Are you guys? Are boomies? I shouldn't say you guys. Are boomies still wanting Ulduar once TOGC comes out?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
because Valinir, whatever, but like something's gonna replace
you
it in
still
phase
have
3, right?
2 beast items at least. I'm not sure. I haven't checked the beast of the druid Discord, but as far as I know, you still want flare and you still want either conductive seal or the 10-man ring.
So if you have
Nebula.
those two, you don't go back. I know Booms or Go is gonna go for the Valinir, but
There's the gloves as well, like the Pharaoh's gloves are still really strong. So you
But
could
I'm pretty sure there's like some upgrades for
yeah.
other classes as well. So my guild
yeah,
will probably still run Ulduar.
that's what I don't know because like me personally, there are pieces that maybe there's a TOGC upgrade, but I would rather open the window, make the window wider. So okay, maybe I didn't get the Bis chest, but then we went to Ulduar and I got the Ulduar Bis chest that I haven't seen yet, and that's still second Bis, and I'm fine with that. So I'm okay with going back. But I just feel like there's gonna be classes that are like, no, I'm done here, and you're gonna have a hard time getting together those 25 mans. But maybe
Yeah.
it'll be like guild requirement.
No, I still want to go back. I still need one of the rings. I still need the 10-man ring. The Nebula band.
We're
I
13
need
weeks
both.
in. Do you guys still like Ulduar?
Kind of.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
like, yeah.
I liked even next month, and it was like joke rate. So
I loved
because like
Nex.
every week you could parse, like I want to push even better and even better.
I think that's what I like about Ulduar. I kind of got on this like I don't like it, I like it, and I think what I like about Ulduar now that I'm like done with all the progression and all that crap is, yeah, this week my goal was to get a better Mimiron parse, because Mimiron's just chaos, and I was like trying to like, create some order with it. So I tried to like, and there's always that. Like, there's always improvement that can be made. Maybe not on every boss, but like, I mean, every time we pull Ignis, people are like, let's skip it. I'm like, no, I want to see if I can, get this guy better. And that's what I've been going for, is trying to perfect the pull, trying to perfect the opener, try to perfect the timing on the cooldowns. And I like that even now, even though I've cleared all the bosses, there's still something to like, oh, what if I did this? Or what if I I was watching God, who's the feral that makes videos other than me? Oh my God, Bear to Go. I was watching Bear to Go videos, and I was watching like when he pops his cooldowns, and I was like, oh, interesting. I wonder if that's like, because I think he posted an Elgalon. I think it was him, and he pops his cooldowns differently than I would expect, and I really want to know, like, why does he hold that cooldown? And you know what I mean? But like that, now I'm gonna try that and see if it's that big of an improvement. And I really like that. I like that it still offers that going back, after 13 weeks. Like, oh, what if I do this? Yeah.
I increased my Ignis DPS by 320. My second high, like this week. Like I'm still trying to pump Ignis. Oh yeah, Ignis Razor Scale. I don't care what boss it is. I'm usually trying to pump it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do prefer 10-man over 25 though. I've been saying it for a while. Like
really?
10-man Ulduar is just so much more fun and enjoyable than 25-man.
I think it's more chill. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, like oh man. Okay, this is a call out to my guild. So my guild runs 3 or 4 10-mans per week, like at least. And you have to sign up for them, and I usually run with the Saturday morning crew. And the Saturday morning crew started at 9 a.m. Then there were 10, then 11. I think last week they ran at 3 p.m. and they still call themselves the Saturday morning crew. Whatever. So, but I like to run in the mornings because I like to get it out of the way so I can get stuff done on Saturday. Well, last week I ran with the Friday crew. Oh my God, it's night and day. They demolish everything. Like we had like Hodier had a full like 48 seconds left. And before he flipped, I was like, this is what I want. Like this is so, and everyone's chill because they know how to play their characters. And I think it may be like there's more alts in the Saturday crew and that's how it works. But like, man, blowing through fights like that, that's you can't do that on 25 man. You just can't. But we pumped on 25 man.
I don't like 10-man as much as because like you never get the ideal composition, so there's like, okay, we're missing priest, so I get no spirit, no stamina, or we have no blessing, or okay, there's no mage, no intellect, that's fine. Okay, there's no
shaman,
spell power about this, so I guess we're not parsing now.
That does feel bad.
Yeah, you really got to get a good comp for it.
The warlocks not having a demo lock in a 10-man feels really bad. I give you that.
Yeah, but if you bring a shaman, an elemental shaman, you still get it there, right?
It's like
but less.
It's like 200 something spell power as opposed to like 500 something. It's like double the totem.
Already?
Yeah.
I thought it took longer to get up that high.
Demonic pack snapshots are 500 to 600.
Jeez.
Like by now, yeah. It's anywhere in that 100 spell power range. Yeah.
So elemental's just like, sorry guys.
Yeah, like the totem it's like, no, just keep your totem. Like I don't even want that little tiny bit of spell power. You're just teasing me. Stop it. Like no. But
I get excited in a 5-man when I get like 2 paladins and a shaman. And like I mean like because I get kings, I get might, I get whatever the shaman gives me that's good. I think it's a attack speed or attack power. I'm like, yeah, and then like I'll get into another group that's like all caster friendly, and I'm like, Mom.
So GT, do you have any thoughts on what you're gonna try to spend your EPGP points on first? Are you gonna like try to get the trinket? Are you gonna try to get like another weapon, like a main hand? The staff is also a really good option. Or are you gonna try to get tier?
pulled few items. Like I'm always like simming like what are the upgrades compared to the gear I have now, and like every week I get upgrade, I have to resim everything.
Mm-hmm.
So most probably what I actually not even spending EP for it. So that's just the one tactic I can improve and save. It's like I'm gonna go straight for the tailoring BOE, the Gel Wizard Bracer or something like that. I don't know. It's tailoring BOE, and it's like 143 DPS upgrades, and then I'm gonna like regem everything straight away to epic gems. That's something like 100 plus something as well.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things I will do first, and then I will probably use it on two-piece and probably gloves first because I'm still using 10-man gloves, and when I've seen like it's getting like 200 plus DPS even if I break the 4-piece and just use the gloves without the 2-piece. If I even use 2-piece, it's like 500 plus DPS. So I'm gonna go for the tokens probably.
Okay. Yeah, and I see you have some 225 eye level bracers. Also BOE from Vezex. So yeah,
Yeah.
the crafted ones I think are 245.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
a decent upgrade. Yeah. I've got the 252 bracers, so I don't need to worry about the crafted ones.
Yeah. I never got the grasp of reason. Those are like still like close to 100 DPS increase,
Mm-hmm.
and like the darkest and bindings in phase 3 will probably be beasts, but those are with hits, so I don't need hits right now. So that's why I also gonna go for the BOE. So I'm just gonna buy them straight away. First day, I'm gonna check for Crusade Resorb or whatever they are called on auction house. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, 10k whatever. Give me 4.
Mm-hmm. Do you
Yeah,
typically go for the leather pieces because they're easier to get, or do you, since it's EPGP, are you trying to get like the better cloth pieces?
It depends. It depends on the situation. Like when I see like okay, who's on the priority list? Like where's it me? Like like what's this item? Is it contested or not? Like because I was like okay, what's it called? The leather algo on waist
Oh, there's
something
there's
clutch.
two of them. Starbinder's clutch, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Starkeeper's clutch,
I was like
something like that.
okay, leather thingy. Like not like no one is gonna want this, right? They can't even equip it, so I'm just not gonna save EP for it. I'm gonna save EP for something else. Then they drop like, okay, I'm pressing this item, and then like Holy Paladin and Shaman like needing like what the fuck, you know? So I'm just like simming everything and looking at like what's the priority and like who actually wants this item. And yeah, I'm deciding on the spot. Like, if I see some, item that's not dropping for weeks, and I see, like, for example, the conductive seal, right? It's not as much of a DPS increase, but man, I've never seen it, and it's still base for phase 3. So I'm just gonna save points for that.
What about you, Griff? What are you looking forward to in phase 3 for Feral? Is it like a trinket, a new trinket, a new ring or something? Like what's a new weapon?
I'm not actually that I shouldn't say I'm not excited because that's not fair. There are pieces. There's a trinket I want. Death, whatever it's called. Help me out in chat. Let me know that I said it wrong. But the problem is, I'm still in the situation I don't want to be. Okay. TOG or phase 3 brings us close or over the crit cap. Yeah, the cape's good too, but the cape's gonna be BIS all the way through ICC. But
according to Rugs.
According to everybody, it's the ARB cape is so good. The problem I have with TOGC gearing is you're gonna hit crit cap, but you're still gonna be soft capped on armor pen, and that's annoying. And we don't get to hit the hard cap until ICC. So like it's whatever. Like I'm stuck with Mjolnirs, which is fine, but like I can't wait to be ARP capped, and it sucks that I'm gonna be crit capped before I'm ARP capped, hard capped I should say. So yeah, like the cape's really solid. We get a weapon up, like we get almost everything upgraded, but only slightly, because Ulduar boosted so well that like unless you're doing heroic 25 man, most of the gear pieces aren't even an upgrade. That's just like the cloak is gonna the cape or whatever. I can only think of Sylvanas. I can't remember what the alliance one's called. But yeah, the capes are really good because they've got heavy armor pen. But
They're
for sure,
the highest
that's
eye
perfect.
level.
Thank you very much.
I don't know
The Trinket will be good too.
how many weeks is it gonna take us to like not wipe at all and get like our first cloak. That's what I'm nervous about. It's like, do I put the cloak high on my prio list? Do I put it like a little bit lower because it might take us a while to get there? So like we might not even see only one or two of them until ICC comes out. So I'm like, I don't know where to put the cloak.
I would put it high. I'd put it so high, and here's why. Well, okay, maybe not for you guys. For armor pen users, I would put it number 1 or close to number 1. For you guys, if it does, I don't think it holds through ICC. So
I don't
if
think
that's
so.
the case, and you're competing with all these people that they want it for phase 3 and phase 4, I'd put it lower because they're gonna prio it number 1 and they're gonna need it. Like if I know you're not loot counseled, but like the logic is they're gonna get this piece and get to keep it for 2 phases. You're gonna get this piece and try to replace it.
Yeah.
You might as well just let them get it, and then
Prio other slots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's my logic with it.
And also, I think like to be realistic, like there's gonna be only few people that's gonna get the cloak because like it's like 50 atoms left, so
we're getting it week 1.
Oh yeah.
No, sorry, we're getting it week 2. We're getting it week 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's like an easy, like I wouldn't say like not contested, but not that far off the Bis claw. It's actually easy to get because it's right from the first boss of TOGC. And
if there's like alternatives, for sure.
Yeah, that's one thing I forgot to sim was like difference between second and Bis cloaks. I didn't do that sim comparison.
That'd be an important one too, because like GT said, like you may only see three or four.
Yeah.
Like a small. How many mounts did you have in phase 1 from OS 3D?
0.
I feel like that's.
I was thinking Malagos. We had 0 Malagos, but we had a bunch of those mounts actually.
So times that or divide it by about 3 or 4, and that's probably how many you have, because that's one boss doing a specific strategy. This is don't die for the next 45 minutes. Well, I mean you could die, but like don't wipe for the next 45 minutes. And I think early days you're gonna see a lot of wipes, and then even when you get to a noob, you're just gonna it's progress. So the first couple weeks you're gonna wipe, and even once you get past the progress, you're still gonna have that occasional, oh man, we screwed up, and there goes the cloak. And I think it's gonna really make some people very angry when it's their turn for the cloak, and then like Go pulls aggro, wipes the whole raid, and they're like, "Come on, that was my cloak, bro."
This is making me think though that for phase 2 we had Memron's head, and we were like, it's based off of like seniority, pretty much like attendance, I think. So like if somebody new comes in, they can't roll on it for like 12 weeks or something. I kind of want to do that for like the cloak too. Be like, yo, I don't want somebody to come in 2 months into phase 3 and then be able to put the cloak and like take it from me. Like, no.
I agree with your second part of that statement. Memberon's head is nothing. It literally has nothing to do with the game. It's a fun thing to have. It does not affect. The cloak is BIS for at least 4 classes all the way through phase 4, and just like using it like, oh, you showed up a lot, Johnny. Here you go. No, it should be. That's one of those items where you really should sit down and be like, listen, should go to the class that's gonna. It's like Valinir. It's the equivalent of Valinir. Like, yeah, I can use it. Yeah, but like, bro, give it to the paladin. What are we talking about here? Valinir is the closest like analog to what this is. It should be proud to your warrior, your hunter, ferals. I'm trying to think who does armor pen. rogues.
Yeah, probably
I'm
rogues.
like,
yeah.
I mean, most of the melee classes do. I don't think Rets do, and I'm trying to think what other class doesn't. Maybe DKs don't. I don't know. But anyone that is going for the armor pen cloak should probably get prio for it. And because of that, I don't think rolling off. But I do think factoring in like maybe attendance might be a thing. Like, hey, he showed up every week. He needs this. Let's give it to him, as opposed to like some Boomie who shows up like 3 weeks in. And he's like, give it to me. Combat Rogue Frost DK. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'll bring some of that up in our loot list discussion when it comes
Sorry.
up in a couple weeks.
I feel like that needed to be said because if you guys, I'm trying to get as many people as I can convinced that how big of a deal this is to just like if a shaman took your Valinir, that's how it would feel. Like if you're a paladin and the shaman's like, "But I was here every day, guys. Come
Yeah.
on." That's what it
I
is.
signed
That's
the
what it
guild
is.
charter.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. Well, GT,
Sorry.
what changes can boomies expect with our like glyphs, our rotation, any talent point tweaks that you can think of going from phase 2 to when we get our 2 or 4 piece tier 9? Is that what it is? Tier 9? I haven't looked up the tier number.
Yeah.
Phase 3, tier 9. Yeah. What kind of changes like that should we be expecting that you know of?
Well, first of all, I'm always running Insect Swarm, Starfall, and Starfire Glyph, and this is due to the is it 4 piece? 4 piece tier 8 that's broken.
For
4 piece
insect
tier 8
swarm.
that's broken.
Yeah.
So actually, you want to boost Insect Swarm now, and in phase 3, you want to boost actually Moonfire because in 2 piece or 4 piece, I don't know. I think it's 2 piece. You can crit with Moonfire.
Yeah, I think it's 2 piece.
Yeah. So you can crit with Moonfire. So that's probably the first change. The second change is that since you're not running the Glyph of Insect Swarm anymore and you're running Moonfire Glyph, you don't want to probably keep Insect Swarm max time, uptime like it was until now. And you probably want to do the other way around. You want to keep the Moonfire at max uptime. And probably when last time I checked the Druid Discord, it's mostly Insect Swarm only on movement now. So
yeah,
if you keep it, actually I think maybe I can show you a picture or I did a bit of simming last night. When I simmed the Glyph Starfall, Starfire Insect Swarm, and Starfall, Starfire Moonfire in the phase 3 beast, like my beast, I didn't know about the actual beast on the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I even changed the. Oh wait, I'm gonna screenshot it and put it on Discord so you can see it.
Okay.
So I've tried simming the difference of rotation or whatever you call, like keeping both dots. I don't know, like for example, the difference between keeping Moonfire before Lunar and Insect Swarm up, or Moonfire at max uptime and Insect Swarm max uptime as well, or Moonfire max uptime and using Insect Swarm just before Solar, or a Moonfire max uptime and Insect Swarm unused at all. And of course, with Insect Swarm Glyph, both max uptime seems the best. But if you're switching to Moonfire Glyph, actually it seems the best. Insect Swarm unused seems the best. But the 130 is the difference between the Insect Swarm and Moonfire Glyph, according to Sims. But if you look at Moonfire max uptime and Insect Swarm max uptime on the while you're using Moonfire Glyph, it's not that far off Insect Swarm unused.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but it's not.
Yeah.
The only problem I have, like, I'm actually doing whatever the sim says, like, because like probably knows better than me. So the only problem I have is we're gonna have like some, for example, now when we're moving, we have like a couple of options, right? We can use 4-piece tirade, but that's gonna be gone.
Mm-hmm.
You want to keep both dogs, but that's gonna be gone too probably because you will mostly want to keep only Moonfire. And now if you, I don't know, if you have like, okay, you have some instance like Fairy Fire, but that's not really helping. You have Starfall, but what if it's on cooldown? You have Trance, but what if it's on cooldown? Imagine like Razor Scale. Razor Scale lands, you pop all cooldowns, everything is on cooldown, then he knocks back you, if you're not popped, he knocks back you in the air, you refresh your dots, and you still have like 1 or 2 global cooldowns, you want to do something. But if you don't have like 4-piece tirade proc or something, like what do? Maybe Typhoon. Or sometimes I'm forced to, okay, I'm just gonna do another Moonfire because there's nothing else to do, because I want to have the initial damage to actually do some DPS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before I proceed. But that's gone, even that is gone in phase 3 because you're using Moonfire Glyph, and the initial damage like is nerfed like complete. I don't know, it's like 75% or something. And you don't want to click the Moonfire because the whole glyph is based around let it, like, don't clip it at all. So yeah, like the movement is gonna be issue, I think,
Yeah.
in phase 3.
Hopefully we don't have to move that
I'm
much.
not, I'm not a Typhoon guy, but I'll probably be forced to go to Typhoon because just to use something on movement.
I like Typhoon. I always have it spec, but I know one other thing people do is they'll downrank Moonfire 1, so it still does the initial tick, but it doesn't like replace the dot from the max rank. So like that's one option, but that feels kind of bad. And then if we're glyphed Moonfire, then it's really, yeah, no, that's not even going to be an option because it's going to hit for like 300 if it's glyphed. It's going to hit for nothing. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be bad. And then we're replacing our idol next phase.
Yeah.
With the bot one, you guys doing the purchase one?
Yeah.
I didn't sim it with the idol. Actually, it was simmed with the phase 2 or even phase 1. Is it phase 1 idol?
Yeah, the Starfire one.
Phase 1 idol.
Yeah.
So the new idol, which one is it? Is the crit rating from Moonfire?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that idol gives us 4.35% crit, I think it is, or 4.36% crit once it's active. And yeah, it has a chance to proc. I think it's like 70% chance to proc on a Moonfire crit. Like Moonfire
It's like,
dot crit.
oh, I'm gonna go have less spell power during the lunar. Okay, like Sim says this is better, so because like in phase 3 base we're gonna reach both crit rate, crit soft cap and haste soft cap, right? So it's gonna be like I'm crit capped anyway, so is increasing crit even good for me anymore? You know?
Yeah. So the Alliance phase 3 bis set fix the cameras. What did I do?
Do you move it off?
No, they're I think they're fine. Rip camera? What did I do? Maybe I did something, but it's fine now? Okay. Crap. I did something. Darn cameras. It happens at least once a week. Sorry. But the Alliance phase 3 bis set on the Druid Discord is like 100.07% crit chance for Starfire in Lunar phase. So it just gets that like crit cap, the soft cap.
Okay.
Yeah. Fixed now. Okay. Whew.
Interesting.
I mean, it still helps to go over the crit cap, but it helps for your rafts to get quicker into lunar. It's gonna help the Moonfire now actually as well. It's gonna create more often. So.
When you say crit cap, it's your soft crit cap, I assume, because you guys are
Yeah.
close to hitting the crit cap. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And instead of, I think Feral's is Ferocious Bite, ours is Starfire and Lunar. That's our soft cap crit.
I was giving even in phase 2 mostly towards crit because man, I hate those RNG situations like Brad. Oh, where's the Lunar? Where's the Lunar?
Even
Oh,
this
and
week.
then
Yeah.
yeah, and then you get Lunar and you're like, okay, where's the crit? Bro, where's the crit? Like
Yeah.
three Starfires in a row, no crit. Like so I rather
You guys are so RNG heavy that it's like it's so funny because like when you don't get like the like the what are they called, like
Eclipse.
the Eclipse procs, it's just like frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because you're stuck casting. I mean, what do you open with, Wrath then?
Mostly. Some there's
Wrath
there's
to
niche
proc a
situations
Starfire?
you start with Starfire. Yeah.
Okay.
For example,
Yeah.
on Iron Council, I'm starting with Starfire because I want to proc Solar because usually I get out of the Solar just when they rune of power spawns, so I'm gonna be in Lunar in the
Right.
rune of power.
You want to be in the correct proc when the
Yeah,
actual DPS matters. That makes sense. Yeah, like I like I said, I have a Boomkin. I rarely play him, but like that is frustrating when you're like, come on.
Yeah.
And you're like 7 deep into this Wrath. You're like, just proc this stupid thing, so I can press the big button. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sucks.
So I'm always like focus magic hungry. Shout out to Geo that's always keeping my focus magic up in 25 minutes.
Well, I had a mage that was like, "Oh, since you're getting shot up, I'll give you focus magic on Flame Leviathan." But then it's going to another mage for the rest of the raid. I want to be like, "Dude, just keep it. I'm gonna click it off if you put it on me for Flame Leviathan." No, don't tease me.
No, don't make me feel what I want to feel.
Yeah. Hodir's another one. Like you start with Starfire, at least I do, and then you try to get a solar. So when like the singed to stack singed, I'm shooting wraths out instead of Starfires to help stack
That
singed
makes
faster.
sense. And then once you get the stack, I'm assuming you guys that's when you lust,
Yeah.
which is when you would start then
Hopefully a lunar by then. Yeah.
But even then, I mean, your numbers are so big, it doesn't matter. I mean, it probably helps.
Yeah.
But you're just pumping out at that point.
Yeah.
I'm usually starting graphing, precasting graph on Hodir. Actually, that's what I did on the 100 parts. I think I'm still around 110.
Do you guys ignore the ice on pull? The frozen dudes on pull?
I Typhoon
You actually
Starfall.
you Starfall, so you're actually
So you're helping, but you're not focusing.
yeah.
It's
like,
not
I was
single
doing
target.
like few casts, but I think I haven't checked logs, but I'm pretty sure like we're one of the most damage dealers to those ice bombs with Starfall.
Most people they'll do a cleave on their way to the boss, and then if they hit something, cool. So I'm just curious because I'll hit one. It's too hard as a melee to try to hit because they're spread out, Like it's really up to the casters. But you guys have like a built-in large size AoE that can really like clip all that stuff.
Yeah, Typhoon, Starfall, and then after the first freeze, those are off cooldown. You can do it again, so it lines up pretty nice. Cool. So we did. We talked about glyphs. We talked about rotation. Did we talk about? I mean, I guess we talked about rotation. Yeah, because like Moonfire and Insect Swarm kind of switch spots. Moonfire max uptime. Insect Swarm while you're moving. What else? Glyphs, yeah, tier bonus. So let me pull up the tier bonuses because the 2-piece and 4-piece. The 4-piece is kind of like meh, but I couldn't find like a 2-piece that would like outweigh it.
Ours are always essays because they have to include tank and cat.
Oh
so
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Reduces the growl and increases the damage of lacerate by 5%. Also increase you're like Jesus Christ.
I did it again. The cameras are gonna mess up. They're back. They're back. I promise. They're back.
I found a fix to that.
It's my first stream.
I just get it. I get my own like a separate window and just throw them up there, and that way I don't touch them. They're not in the way. Because as soon as you touch those windows, it breaks the stream, and you're like, "Come on!"
You also have 4 monitors, so
I know
you could put them on one of your 4 monitors. I need a third one.
I usually put it up here. Yeah,
I want a third one.
Man, I have a single. I actually have now 2, but
I used to play on a laptop, and I kind of missed the day because like
I do.
You know how great it is to just be able to you know what? I'm gonna play in the living room today, and you just move your laptop and play. I can't do that. That is
I'm actually
the whole thing.
playing on laptop while in bed or couch, lying on my belly, like usually next to my sleeping wife. And with only like one earphone, right? So
Yeah.
I can
Well,
hear
especially
even my kid.
farming. Like if you're farming stuff, you don't care. So you got TV playing,
Yeah.
and you're just like doing your thing. Yeah. I miss those days. Have you ever once you go to like big screens, it's really hard to just go back down to like, even though you did it for years, all of a sudden it just feels like you're like really like what, even though it's whatever.
Yeah.
Whoa, classic go.
Whoa.
Now seeing it.
Yeah, so our two piece is your Moonfire ability now has a chance for its periodic damage to be critical strikes. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then our 4-piece is the lackluster one. Increases the damage done by your Starfire and Wrath spells by 4%. Big whip.
So are you guys going 4-piece because of stats then?
Pretty much, I think.
That's why I mean, like our sets are kind of like whatever.
I think there's like 3 of the 5 pieces. It's just our best in slot option, anyways. It's like our helm, shoulders, chest. I want to say off the top of my head, there's like nothing stat wise in phase 3 that beats it, but there might be like better gloves and legs.
Yeah, we're very similar then.
But,
yeah, because I know helm is number 1.
Yeah.
And then I think shoulders are like up there. I don't know if they're number 1. And then chest I think is not number 1. I'm just like pulling from like the Sims I did like a couple days ago.
Yeah. That small 4% is enough, at least according to the sim, to outweigh those other slight different pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got our new any phase 3 stuff you want to talk about for Feral's Grif? Gearing wise and stuff?
So gear is pretty straightforward. We do have Abyss list. I know Rugs put out Abyss list. I know Bearbiss is against Rugs Abyss list. I think it's fine. I think Bearbiss also put out a Abyss list or is about to put out a Abyss list in the Druid not the Druid Discord in my Grifton Discord. You guys can check it out. It's pretty straightforward. Do heroic 25 man. If it's got agility and stamina, it's probably for you. I mean, in reality, there is a specific item, but rotation. We never really had a rotation, so it didn't change. It will be different because the higher crit will allow us for faster cycles. So we're going to see even more Ferocious Bites, which is exciting because we didn't think we were going to be able to Ferocious Bite properly until ICC, but with the buff that we were given, we're now pretty regularly rotating it into our spells, which is exciting because like pressing Ferocious Bite for like 26k is awesome. So.
And you guys
working on it.
You guys get a new idol, I think, too, right?
Yeah, we buy a new idol. I think it's Mutilation. I don't have it on me. It's one of those cool ones though that were really popular in TBC where it does all the things. So instead of it just like your Moonfire procs for this or whatever, it's like an essay. Let me see if I can pull it up. Here, let me see if I've got it right in front of me. I don't, but I can wing it. Got it. Okay. I'm going to read this because it's like an essay, like I said. While in bear form, your lacerate and swipe abilities have a chance to grant 200 dodge rating for 9 seconds. So cool for bears. And your cat's form, mangle, and shred abilities have a chance to grant 200 agi for 16 seconds. So, which is pretty cool. Because, that's pretty much like a guaranteed like 3% crit increase. Yeah. And then our gear is, like I said, Death's Verdict was the thing I couldn't remember earlier. That's the trinket. While you deal damage, you have a chance to gain Paragon, increasing your strength or agility by 510. Now that is a buff. That idle, garbage. 510, that's more.
Gimme.
But yeah, so like your highest stat is always chosen. For ferals, it's always going to be agility. So enjoy the 4% crit. I don't know the number, but it's more. And having those two at the same time, your crit is just going to be off the charts.
Wild.
I don't have a button.
Is that the one? I remember from original Wrath of the Lich King, there was some trinket that was based for melee that was actually turning you into some forms. Is this the one or is
I don't. God, actually, I don't think it is. I think I don't remember if there's one that.
Right?
I'm trying to think of like what's one that I would know that turns you into something. Deathbringer's Will? Yeah, that's the one. So Deathbringer's Will is ICC 277. It's an armor pen trinket. Your attacks have a chance to awaken the powers of the races of Northrend, temporarily transforming you and increasing your combat capabilities for 30 seconds. I can't remember what it actually does, but
I remember like that you actually had few forms, and like one of them was like really beast. I think it was the Tonka or something, and everyone was like, "No form, no wrong."
I don't remember it. I mean, I didn't play Feral back then, and I haven't seen this trinket. Let me look it up and see if I can find a video. I'm curious if there is one. Oh god. Yeah, proc it. Okay, one of them's like an iron dude.
Yeah, I think the
and the
Tonka
other one's like a.
the...
Oh, that's cool. Look, it's like a Tauren lion.
Yeah, those are probably the Tonka.
Let me put it up. If you want to watch the video, I just sent you the link for it. Go.
Tauren
It's pretty
lion.
short. It's just someone just kind of like sitting in Ironforge procking them. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. You tell me. But yeah, that'll be fun. I don't know what it does for a cat, because we usually have a problem with shapeshifting, but maybe it'll actually work. We actually get to experience shapeshifting.
Not into bear form.
Yeah, I mean, or into cat form. Thank God bear weaving. That would have killed it. Yeah. Oh man, how far behind am I in the stream? Table's like Deathbringer's Will. Yeah, how long's the video? It's like a couple
hunter?
minutes. Just hit play and jump to like, I don't know, a minute in. I'm not trying to take anything away from this guy.
Oh yeah.
I just shout out to whoever this is. I'll link it in the Discord too.
This is gonna give
or in the stream.
It's gonna give melee people PTSD from Iron Council. They were like, "No, he's not close enough to the rune. Get him closer."
I mean, if you're screwing up the little guy distance on the rune, you should be taking. I'm sorry. When it gets to the bigger guys, fine, but little guy, yeah, it shows what the buff is too. And then the other one. Tell me how you describe this. If it's not Tauren. I don't know, Tauren lion?
Yeah. I like how they have an open ticket. It's probably still open right now to this day. 12 years ago, yeah, it's probably still open.
But yeah. Anyway, I think that is a cool one, but it's not till ICC. So no, Death's Will is like the second. I think it holds up for a long time going into ICC. I don't know if it stays BIS. I think it might get supplanted by something else. I don't have my list in front of me.
600 agility.
Oh yeah, Whispering Fanged Skull, maybe. Anyway.
Dang.
600. That's what I'm saying though. That's some legit agility. That's probably why you don't stack them though. Deathbringer's Will and whatever the other one's called. Anyway.
Any other phase 3 stuff before we move on to a couple like parsing tips?
Phase 3. No. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff. I just can't think of it. It's gonna be fun.
Maybe one more thing for Boomies, like in phase 3, like since you're like getting really close to the crit soft cap, like any mana summons you might have would probably not be an issue. Like mana shouldn't be an issue with that high crit, because like you're getting mana back from crit. So if you're using, I don't know, like intensity or whatever, like spending those in brambles or something more useful to do more DPS, or Oaken Frenzy or Genesis even.
I know Omen of Clarity I use mainly for AoE to try to get it to proc for like blizzards, so I'm not like going channeling blizzard.
Yeah.
But for single target, you could probably get rid of Omen of Clarity as well, right?
Yeah, I'm not using Omen of Clarity for single target. I'm using it only for AoE, for Hurricane and stuff, for like Freya or something.
You know,
but we will probably need Omen of Clarity for ICC because of the stupid buff weaving.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I have an
ICC
Omen of
will.
Clarity. I have an Omen of Clarity thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty minor. So apparently, wasn't able to confirm this because you need to have you need to have free time, and I don't have any. The Feral Fairy Fire proc of Omen of Clarity or Clearcasting requires you to have Omen of Clarity.
Oh yeah.
Apparently. So I was talking about it last week. How because Feral Fairy Fire procs so often, like it's controlled. Omen of Clarity for leveling, not that big of a deal. I mean, in game it's still handy. It still procs pretty decently. But while leveling, like who cares? Like you could just proc it whenever on pull, and you've got enough energy to kill the guy. But apparently, in order to use Feral Fairy Fire, you need Omen of Clarity, which I didn't know that. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I heard that's the new leveling strat is to just go straight Omen of Clarity first.
Yeah, for sure.
And put no
As soon as
points
you
in
get Feral
Feral.
Fairy Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Feral gives you the speed, like the movement speed, but Omen of Clarity gives you continuous energy. I mean, I would choose continuous energy. You can do big pulls.
All right. So for boss tips for the Ulduar bosses, there's a channel in my Discord. There's a link to the Discord in the description of the live stream here if you're not in the Discord. And it's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things down. Boss tips for Ulduar. I've got links to a couple of videos that I've done for some of the bosses. Then I got some of GT's up in there too. I've got XT, Freya, Memron, Algalon, all in there from GT. But let's at least mine. I know some of them are a little bit more outdated. I put them up a little bit ago, and I haven't really done them on those later bosses like GT has. So let's take a little minute here to go over at least the first half of Ulduar, but we can go all the way through it. There's a couple changes since you've made your videos too. So Ignis, what do you think? What are the tips? What could people be making mistakes on? What's the tech? What's this ledge thing?
Well, yeah, like basically everything that I've said in the video still applies. Only just there's the ledge, so you don't have to get knockback. You still have to stop casting because you will get interrupted, but you will save some global cooldowns because you're not going in the air and falling down. So you can, I don't know how to describe it, word ledge, but you can watch for example, my latest video of the kill. I'm standing in the spot. Basically, though, in the water, those are little edges. You're just standing under them, and you're never gonna get knocked back in the air. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Some people, I've noticed a comment on the Ignis video that you have to get slack pots in order to parse, and that's just not true. If you get slack pot, it just basically ruins your parse.
Yeah.
I feel like it hurts you. I mean, maybe casters are different, but like it's a long time in there and of not doing damage. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, because you're not doing damage when you're grab. I think you can't trigger Eclipse in there, and you still can cast time. You still can cast, but you're thrown out away. You have to keep moving under the ledge again, and you have like I don't know, it's like few seconds of haste buff. But if you're like if you end up you have to do broadcast, it doesn't matter, right? Because you're below 1 second anyway, so it's not helping at all. It just basically ruins your course.
Let me ask you this: what are you popping for your potions? Are you pre-popping wild magic and then popping a speed potion?
Yeah. On Ignis, yeah.
Oh, that's another thing for phase 3. Let me backtrack to phase 3 really quick. The sim was saying like to pre-pop potion of speed and use one in combat as well. which I think is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first time the sim has suggested
I think
that.
it's suggested for me even in phase 2 with the gear I have now, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Crit's getting too high.
I'm kind of. We'll see. I think the sim is relying on that you get to a lunar while you still have potion speed, and that's
Mhm.
probably not the case. And especially without the potion of wild magic, you might end up not getting lunar eclipse while you're still having a potion. So then it's basically wasted pot.
Yeah. All right. And Igniv razor scale. I mean, not much to razor scale. You just you ask for a bop, you get the bop, and you're good to go. Anything else to add for razor scale?
Not really. Like I've done video on that as well, and yeah, just save all your cooldowns, even internal cooldown of the trinkets. Make sure to cast trend before heroism. Sure to pop everything and ask for Bob. You will save few global cooldowns on some instance that you could just can stand and continue doing eclipse rotations. Yeah, that's basically it. Well, actually, there's the kill times now are getting really, really, really fast. So I don't know if it's already below 1 minute, but our last razor scale kill, I probably wasn't even able to do a second starfall. So if you're like really, really sweaty, you can probably replace the starfall with something else, because you will not get the second starfall anyway with the Glyph. So
Yeah, that's kind of like Colorgarn too. Our Colorgarn was like a
yeah.
minute and 10, and I was like, that's like borderline not needing a second
perfect?
starfall. No,
That way you get
because
to use the starfall.
if your first GCD is starfall, then I guess yeah. But I usually don't put it first GCD. Yeah, let me see what the fastest times are.
Well, the problem with looking at razor scale is the first part doesn't count.
Yeah.
So
it
it looks
still
like
adds it in there.
it looks like some of the fastest guilds are doing it in about 45 seconds. Let me see what the time is I've got here.
259 makes it how long?
158 to 242. Yeah, so less than under a minute is common.
Yeah, this one's about a
sorry,
minute.
not common, but possible at this stage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this Froggen guy was pumping.
What's Ignis at? Ignis 2 minutes, almost flat 2 minutes for most people. I mean, for the high end people.
Ignis Boomie minute 54 218. See, I like that 218 one because that's like 2 or 3 full starfalls.
Yeah, but still, the point is like 2 minutes is like a pretty standard target to hit there.
Yeah.
And then if you look at like XT, that's pushing into like the 3.5 minute ones.
Froggen's up here on this one too. Pava Druid. Yeah, I'm seeing the homies up there.
I don't know any of these people.
GT number 27.
I'm gonna look at ferals and feel better because I know all the ferals.
Oh wait,
Young Yim.
GT with the power infusion, bro. You didn't say you were getting PI'd.
And which fight?
Yeah, sometimes
the Ignis.
I have the weak aura.
Yeah.
That's whispering our discreet.
Saying, "Please give me, please give me."
Yeah, but I had to get it because like if it like Boomie is not a good target for PI unless you really time it perfectly with your priest, and you have to have like some kind of weak auras or something that actually when you line everything. I'm whispering when I don't have heroism and my lunar procced and I popped hyperspeed. So I'm whispering in that case, only in that case. Because like priests were okay, I'm gonna give you power infusion, then I was like in solar and popping 0.7 cast blast time. Okay, that was PI wasted, thanks. So
Ask you just a quick question. Go while you have the chart up there.
Mhm.
On his Ignis fight, where he was number 27 world, which is what I looked at.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody beat him on the TPS charts?
Oh, for GT?
Mm-hmm.
Did any? Oh, was it a feral? Oh my gosh, a feral with a 95.
I know. That's what blows my mind. GT was absolutely pumping on that fight. Got a 99. A feral out DPS him by very little, but still only got a 95 parse. Come on, bro.
It's the active time.
Yeah.
Come on.
Look, GT
Yeah.
only had a 98.15% active time. Feral
Yeah.
had
Feral ran out,
98.74.
chased the boss all the way back.
You know what happened?
You guys have to
Because
stay in a position.
I rocketed under the ledge, and I had to wait in order to boss comes in the line of sight. So there was like, I don't know, 1 second. I was popping like red, and it was doing nothing until he came. So that was probably those
That's it.
2% or
That's all
something.
it takes right there.
So what you need is you need to get the levitate from the priest, so you're floating above the water, and then once the boss comes around the corner, you click off levitate,
actually
and then
work?
I don't know, maybe.
So I thought that was great. I thought that was
But
great.
yeah, but like shout out to Ducky, like he's a really good feral.
Is that your feral?
Maybe,
I
yeah,
should have
yeah.
looked at his name. I just saw the feral and got excited. I didn't go beyond that. What?
And the
Duke? How do you Ducky? Is that how you say it? Ducky?
Yeah, probably Ducky.
the feral is one eye level lower too,
Yeah, but eye level is so subjective.
with Grim Toll.
Because like sometimes you wear like older pieces that are better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Enough Ignis, enough Razor Scale, XT. I'm always like, I feel like I'm doing support on this boss. There's always 2 sparks up at the same time. Do you feel like the sparks are part of the Boomie parse, just to maybe like cast an insect swarm on it for some free procs? Like, what do you?
Yeah, I was doing that the first weeks. Like I was casting insect swarm, those sparks bombs. So in order to like in order to even get the extra proc for the 4 piece. But last couple of weeks, like I'm not getting the full duration. Even like I'm getting like, I don't know, 5 seconds only on the insect storm, so I'm not even bothering. I'm just waiting for Starfall.
Yeah. So you're mainly focused on the boss then.
Yeah, I'm on the boss, and sometimes when we get like, I see like, okay, we're gonna get 2 sparks, then I'm gonna help nuking, but yeah,
And
I'm mostly nuking the bots and cleaving the.
are you saving your cooldowns? Like, when are you popping your first Starfall? When are you popping your treants? Because I've been popping treants on the heart, just because.
Yeah, I'm doing that as well.
Yeah.
I'm popping trends on the heart, but I was used to Starfall right in the beginning, and then the Starfall was came back again for the heart, at least for some few percent of the HP.
Mm-hmm.
But since there are quicker kill times every week, then it's not lining up. So I don't know what to do now. Like, should I save the Starfall for the heart, or should I pop it right away? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because that's percentage based, right? The heart.
Yeah. It's like.
Yeah, it's popping on 75%. So we're getting, with the higher DPS, we're getting faster and faster to that. So suddenly, okay, I'm not getting the second Starfall for the heart. So.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that sucks.
Now, what about the little bomb ads that are coming in? Are you ever like hitting those with Typhoon or Blizzard to get a little like AoE damage? Or
no, I don't even have Typhoon for single target spec.
Yeah.
So I'm usually, embarrassing to say, but I'm usually nuking the boss and ignoring the ads unless the boom bot like gets really close and I see like, okay, other people have problems to deal with it, so I'm just switch to the boom bot and cast like 1, 2 either Graf or Starfire, depends on the Eclipse, and until it pops, and then switch on the bosses.
Yeah. And Grif, I apologize. My bad. I've left out the feral strats. Do you want to cover feral strats as we go through these for the bosses?
No, no. Let's
Okay.
focus on Boomie today. It's a Boomie night. Let's do Boomie. Got a Boomie on. Ferals. It's the same strat as every boss. Do your rotation. Don't die.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
only a few places where there's like, oh, by the way, there's a cool like Kalagarn, but I've done videos on it and everyone kind of knows. We actually talked about it earlier. So yeah, go ahead, guys. Your strats have a little bit more like nuance to them. I will say though, if you're trying to parse on XT as a feral, you kind of got to do the same thing and ignore the ads, which is troll because yeah, you're griefing your own guild or raid. What I do recommend if you want to like look like you're doing helpful things but not do it, the only time I would say hard switch if you have to is during his what's it called? It's like temper tantrum.
Tantrum. Yeah.
During tantrum, those ads need to die. That is the one of the big times where like if you're like switch, like help out, do the thing. Most of the time, there's like dumb boomies casting Starfall in the back. They'll take care of the ads. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that does suck though. That you do kind of go against the mechanics, the best mechanics of a fight to parse.
Yeah, but other classes are happy like that. Like, you know,
Everyone
like
does
warriors.
that. We are
But
not.
but warriors can suddenly.
Oh, because they can cleave.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
cleave. Like
I know,
ignore the
you gotta
ads.
bring a warrior. That's the problem. Nobody wants to bring a warrior.
We have 2.
I watched for the first time. This is unrelated. I watched the first time a POV of a rogue doing fan of knives with their cooldowns up and watching their energy not move.
Oh yeah.
It's traumatizing because you're like, you know what I go through to be able to do 3 swipes in a row? I hate you. Anyway, I don't want to. But yeah, you're right. Like if you have a warrior, obviously their cleave, or even like paladins are really good at the cleave. But sometimes they do the same thing. They zone out. You know, I don't know where their parses are at for those, but yeah, it does suck when you're like, I want to parse, so I'm gonna kind of just do my own thing. Because like I've done it, everyone's done it. Like when you want that number, you do the thing to get the thing. I mean, like Freya's a good example. People like cheese some strats to get their numbers.
Yeah, the top Boomie on this one, I think they're kind of like, you know, Alando. He's like he pumps like every class that he does, but he also stacks his raid so that he gets all the cooldowns for whatever class he's playing.
I think I've heard Sarth talk about him. He's the warrior. Yeah.
Warrior, warlock. I think he might even have a Boomie, but like Metamancer has the top parse, and I think they did like as much AoE damage to those ads as they wanted to. Like they typhooned and threw a hurricane in there just so that they could have that AoE like burst damage. So like they cheesed it a little bit, I think. But like one thing I was noticing here with XT that is probably with a lot of these bosses are the different trinkets people are using. And I'm seeing like Pandora's Plea pop up a lot. There's a bunch of scales, a couple Eye of the Brood Mothers, a bunch of Dying Curses still up there. But it's not littered with scale of like fates, which everyone's like, you know, that's our second bit. Like it's flare and scale. That's what we need to have. So like, if you don't have scale right now, you don't have flare. Like don't worry about it. It's fine. Like
Conjure is still good. Like if it lines, it's just another RNG. Like if it perfectly lines, like okay, I got Pandora Plea proc and Flare of the Heavens proc at the same time with Lunar, with Hyperspeed, with Potion, with Heroism. Okay, that's the ideal scenario, right? But
yeah. Well, have you ever like swapped trinkets depending on the fight?
Yeah, I'm doing that only on Webex.
Vezex? Okay. What?
Because like I'm using Scale and Flare.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's no point. What else? But there's no point of using Scale on Vezex because you don't need an extra haste. You're basically 1 second cast time Starfire already. So I rather have extra proc for spell power and actually the intellect to have even massively bigger mana pool for Wizards helps as well. So yeah, like please one of the trinkets I'm swapping.
Yeah. On to Iron Council. So you don't have a video out for this. Can you give some spoilers if you were to make a video on Iron Council? Like what tips would you give without giving everything away? If you want to save some for the video, I understand. You know, you can have those saved up.
Well, as I said, like I've experimented. I'm doing better results starting with in solar eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I'm pre-plotting, doing trends. I'm experimenting using Starfall right away and saving Starfall for the rune. It's getting similar results, so doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'm starting with casting Starfire so I can proc solar, and then usually the Rune of Power spawn just as my solar ends. So I move to the Rune of Power, refresh my dots because you will have way more spell power for the dots as well, and then hopefully the Lunar will proc, and then I will proc pop Hyperspeed Accelerators with scale to and ask for PI this time as well to pump. Yeah, and usually that's when the overcharge is happening as well at the time. I decided to just stay, but just pop Barskin and stay, and I survived it for a few weeks. So that's what I'm doing, just popping Barskin and staying, and then it just trying to have max time on the runes. Like
Yeah.
what can ruin your parse is like what happens to us for a long time is I don't know missed time management for the runes or someone covered it with the green death rune, so it was like okay, parse gone. And yeah, or we had to stop DPS and sit there and do nothing. That's not helping at all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, things like this can ruin your parse. But actually, you can have even double rune for a few seconds.
Yeah.
If they overlap.
Very small. Yeah.
Yeah. And usually it's a really good time to refresh your dots at that time. You just move in, refresh dots, and continue pumping.
Yeah.
Or spend some Starfire proc from Forkid or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Those runes have been so unpredictable. Like some pools will have, like our first blue rune didn't come out for like 45 seconds last week, I think. Like it just didn't come out, and we're like, are we gonna get a blue rune? Like what's going on? Or we've had it where it's like we've had our first blue rune, but then like the second blue rune doesn't come out, and then we've got a death rune before the second blue rune. But then we get those times where we get the overlap, the Venn diagram of the two blue runes, and it's like, oh, okay, here we go. Now I can have a little bit of fun. But yeah. You were saying you pop treants on pool. You don't pop treants like on phase 3, like to pump to burn the boss down with lust.
No, I usually do it on pool because, well, we had like slower kill times, so there was usually not a trends in for the last phase. Although I think last reset I didn't have time for cooking the second trend, so it's probably better to do it if you have like faster kill times that you can't squeeze the second trend. It's probably better to do it with heroism.
Yeah.
But since I was like two trends cast time is still better than one with heroism.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah. I just want to say, I watched. So I struggle with IC. I've been trying to get a better parse on Iron Council for a while. So I've been watching a lot of like other, not even just ferals, but like other people's videos. And one of the themes I found for like the 99 POV YouTube videos is their timing is perfect as far as like the runes dropping and the switch from what's his name to Steelbreaker, where like he drops the rune, dies, Steelbreaker is then up, and you get your instant bloodlust. And in I think almost every one, you did have the 1 or 2 seconds of double runes. and I don't even know if it's necessarily beneficial for ferals to even get the double rune, but because the double rune is up, your casters are pumping harder, which is creating a better timing, which then allows you to have a higher DPS. And I've been looking at it, it's like, well, that's just RNG.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the death rune, if you like GT said, if you don't do the death rune properly, like spread for death rune, and everyone just then
I don't think I will.
You can cause some serious problems and throw off your timing. So I've been trying, like, that's the one I have like an 89 on, and it's just like eating away at me. So hopefully, I can, because like I said, I've been watching tons of videos, just on all different classes, and especially specifically melee classes, to see what they do. But I did watch a caster one, and I definitely think in every video I watched, there was no pause on two dude, middle-sized guy. I don't know their names. And I think that has to be because, like, when they call for stop DPS, what they're really saying is, sorry, there goes your parse. Because, I mean,
yeah. It always feels bad having to wait. It's like,
I want that
really?
parse so bad. I want that parse so bad.
Yeah. Something I'm noticing on this one, I don't know if it's been the same on the other ones, is like a lot of these top parses are horde. I would think there'd be alliance up here because they have that extra 1% hit.
But actually, I think most parses are horde just because you have the throw ratio and everything, so the kill times are faster on horde side.
Berserker.
Berserk.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. I mean, we get the hit buff, so it's generally we should have a slightly higher, but Berserk is pretty nuts, so it can probably balance it back out in a specific class way.
Mm-hmm.
What's next, guys? I see Kolagharn. You guys don't go head straight to Elgalon?
I'm going through like the Warcraft log stuff route, and it's got Kolagharn. Everything, all these are like, well, most of these are sub 1 minute. The other ones are like the length where they got 2 full starfalls. But yeah, like not much for this one. I don't even pre-pop. Oh, I did pre-pop this week. Next week I'm not gonna pre-pop. I'm just gonna save it.
Yeah, I was when our kill times were more than a minute, I was pre-potting, but I'm not pre-potting at all. I'm just using potion of speed with heroism at the start with all.
Mm-hmm. And then,
what do you think? I actually have a question for you. What do you think? Are you multi-dotting on Kolagharn?
We do a weird strat. So we're doing it where we're only attacking the right hand if there's people like grabbed by it, and as soon as like they break out, we stop DPS on it and switch back to the body. So I haven't been, because like if we burst down the right hand too fast, I think we're trying to avoid the rumbler things, the little ads that spawn when the hand dies. So we're trying to like kill right hand, left hand at the same time, and then having that kill the boss. It doesn't work out too well, but like I'm not trying to add extra cleave to the hands. So personally, I haven't been.
But what do you think about multi-dotting in phase 2 and in phase 3? Like multi-dotting in 6-form for the 4-piece tier 8 and then because I've seen on Druid Discord that there's a discussion about multi-dotting in phase 3. And I don't really like multi-dotting in the Grab of the Lich King.
I don't like multi-dotting.
Yeah. I don't think like the class is like
not a warlock
to do multi. Yeah, it's good for warlock or shadow priest, but not for Boomie around the Lich King. I don't think. Like in Cataclysm, you for sure want to multi-dot, but not in Grab of the Lich King.
Yeah, so like right now, like the thing with Insect Swarm is it needs a lot of support. So if there weren't enough debuffs up on the boss, like on the hands, both hands, then like I don't think it would do well. Like, so I don't know if Death Knight's disease is hitting both hands, so it's getting that 13% spell power debuff on it and getting whatever else it needs to like do damage. But like even Moonfire next phase, I'm thinking like, would we multi-dot Moonfire? Because then we would have to spend at least 3 Starfire casts to extend it, so to make it better, to make it longer. And like, yeah, I don't know. I've never been too big of a fan multi-dotting. The only time I really do is Memoron. At the very start of phase 3 or 4, whatever the last phase is, I'll like Fairy Fire all 3, and then I might like Insect Swarm the head and the body or something.
Yeah, I'm also dosing as well on the movements in the last video, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, like color guard,
this
I
is
have it.
this is actually a good example. Just throw back to the phase 3 changing. If you're using Insect Swarm right now, you can dot like in whatever, like if you're turned backwards, you can use Insect Swarm. You can't though if you're using Moonfire. You have to face your target. It has to be in front of you in order to Moonfire. It's not the case for Insect Swarm. So these changes, for example, I have like a big aura that you can target the body parts. So I'm not even looking where the boss is. I'm just clicking like, okay, Insect Swarm cast on head, Insect Swarm cast on body, Insect Swarm cast on while I'm running. And you can't do that on Moonfire because you have to like jump, do like 180, cast Moonfire, and do 180 again before you land. And this is what you will have to do in phase 3 because you have to Moonfire when the target is in front of you.
Yeah, like the biggest time I've been thinking about that is like, yeah, just Yogg. Like I don't have to face Yogg and I can Insect Swarm, but like having to face it to Moonfire, that'd feel kind of weird. Ooh, see, if we're going back to Ulduar in phase 3, oh, the Yogg kills.
Yeah. But my question is like, why Blizzard? Why?
Yeah,
why do I have to face the target on Moonfire, but in Insect Swarm I don't? So what's the difference?
Blizzard's weird. Darn Blizzard. With their cheesy stuff for the dots. Make it easy on us. Come on, let us. Yeah, that's our butt. That's the buff Moonkins need, is to be able to dot Moonfire while not looking at the target. We'll shoot up the meters. We'll be right up there with Feral Druid.
No, but I mean, like, it's a quality of life change, right?
Yeah.
Same as like in TBC, I was like, I can like cure poison while in tree form, but I have to shift out for decursing. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. All right. We got color guard out the way. What is next here? Ariaya. Are you resetting the boss for Ariaya? Are you just pulling her around a corner and having to wait 2-3 seconds to open up? Are you getting a bop? What's going on?
I actually got. I'm lucky I got 99 early when there wasn't much of a cheese strategies like resetting the boss because it's a hard time to get 99 now. So yeah, I'm not getting pops on pool, and we are not resetting the boss. So yeah, I'm getting. Sometimes I get 99, but it's like 98 attack because usually it's like 98 or even 97 because if I don't die, because there's happening quite a lot as well. I just died instantly because of the ads.
Yeah, I only got 299s on it. My last one was March 29th or 21st. So it's been about a month since I've 99 that fight. Yeah, it's a weird one. We got to get a lot of damage from Starfall immediately on the pool, and then hopefully get a second Starfall with the Defender.
And I hate it like when the stupid cat interrupts me, like, oh man.
Oh yeah,
the Guardian.
It takes me like 3 solid seconds at least to realize I'm not casting anything, and I'm like,
what's happening? What's that? Oh, okay.
It feels so bad. And I'm like, well, guess I'm casting a Wrath and Lunar. This feels good.
And this will happen in phase 3 in TOGC on the first boss because they will have these snowballs on top of the head. They will get interrupt cast time. So that's another great mechanic RNG that's gonna ruin your parse. Like, do I have like a snowball? I think it's snowball or cobalt or whatever. Like this reset on me or not?
Yeah. And this is another fight where there's a lot of Pandora's Plea. I guess it's probably like fight length, where you're getting like 2 full Pandora Plea procs or something.
Yeah, probably.
Do you guys think, I think it's interesting that some fights you have to know what counts as a parse. You know what I mean? Like, so REI is a good one. Like the swarming guardians that happen like towards the middle,
Mm-hmm.
like that. You know, like that. You know, I don't know why, but they don't count, and I don't know why. Like why?
Because you could just assign one person to kill them.
Couldn't you do that
they
for the
get-
openers as well?
I
And
guess.
just let them live the whole time. Swipe, 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 swipe for like 20 minutes. I just
Maybe
don't, I
that's
don't
like
understand.
the warrior cheese. That could be warrior cheese or something.
Well, regardless, I think it's the. I guess the point I was trying to make is, if you're trying to parse, the first thing you should understand is like what actually counts. Because
Yeah.
if you're just like pressing buttons, well, like Freya, man, I think everything counts on Freya, and you might think only Freya
Kind of.
counts. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I was like, oh, what? I was literally like, when you're talking about, I was like, which ones count? Does the Guardian count? Like, I honestly didn't. So I looked. It says damage done to swarming guardians is excluded. Those are the
Yeah.
little dudes that and that's kind of annoying when you have to like ignore a mechanic
Yeah.
Yeah.
to parse.
I learned.
Like, you know,
Someone
the
else will
parse-
get it.
You have to understand the parsing rules first. Like
Yeah.
you really need to know like what's counting the one. Like I had this Eureka or whatever it's called in English. Like, oh, like what is happening on glutes? Where are the zombies in phase one in that? Like, I was like, oh, I'm topping damage because like my star was let's hit as many zombies as possible. And then I was like still like 98, 19, like what's happening? Like, and I checked logs and like, why is this doing it? Like, oh, they're not counted. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah,
the little spiders on
Makes no.
Maxna, yeah. The little spiders don't count on Maxna. And I was like, oh, okay. I was saving Typhoon, like trying to time it, saving my bomb, like sapper. I'm like, all right, they're about to come out. Let me sapper it. Somebody else is going to snipe it before me.
That's good raid play, but it's bad for your parts. Like, that's what you should be doing as one of the strongest AoE classes in the game. That's your, especially like burst AoE. Like, you guys have one of the best burst AoE, you know, like wide AoE in the game. But if you want to parse, don't do that. And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
counterintuitive.
But it's
Like,
it's,
I get
it's
why.
happening
I get
on many bosses, like right, like
Yeah.
Kologan, Rambos. Okay, let's not start. Let's not even
Yeah,
touch
let the
them.
rumblers kill everybody. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the better play. I think it's so funny. But I don't know a solution because I think table points out anything that would die within an incidental splash damage isn't included in the parse. Whirlwind, Divine Storm, Death and Decay, stuff like that. I get it, but like at the same time, I don't know, because it does prevent a lot of cheese strats. I don't know. It sucks. It sucks that we've been reduced to like, if you want to parse, here's what you don't help your raid with.
Which
Don't kill these.
I've never done because I'm not part of the Warcraft Logs Discord, but I think you can vote on these things like
Mhm.
before
Well,
the
on
phase
some
comes out,
things.
right? They'll
On
give
some things,
they'll
yeah.
give a couple options like should this count towards your parse, and then you can cast your vote. But yeah, I've never done that.
I think they should ask about Unholy Frenzy because I'm pretty sure I could get a large quantity of people to sway that vote one way specifically. Of course, then it would break everything if we did that because then Ferals would be like top parse on everything, and then we'd have to get nerfs. Like have to, right?
Either they would
that
nerf
aloud.
Feral or they would nerf Unholy Frenzy. Which
I
is
don't know.
nerfing
Anyway.
DKs, which, hey, I'm all for it. Nerf the DK.
I'm looking through what counts on like all these fights because like I
Mhm.
kind of know them, but some of them like Hodier to like just killing like the ads, just not the ads, but like
Yeah.
the frozen.
It does.
counts,
The
apparently.
NPC ones, but not the players. So if players get frozen intentionally, you can't pad from like knocking your friends out. But Hodier has
Sorry,
been.
guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, guys, got a parse.
We need 20,
Appreciate ya.
24 people to get frozen, please. And I got Starfall ready for you.
That's probably why too, because people would just be like we had it so we got frozen right before he died.
Mhm.
So like if somebody really wanted to cheese it, they'd be like, "Hey, everybody, stay out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
Starfall the F out of all this stuff." sorry. So I've got him pulled up. I'm gonna chime in on any fight where there's like a special rule, so that everyone knows.
All right, yeah. So Hodir has been removed from the All Stars. I had made a video on how to parse this fight back before this came out, and it was like a week or two after, and then they were like, "Yep, it's removed from All Stars."
It's a big middle finger to fire mages right there.
Yeah, but I'm seeing there's 30K plus Boomie like logs up here. That's pretty wild. Yeah, 30K. There's 2 of them, and then there's a couple 29Ks like really close.
I think our top DPS. I think
10
our top
man?
DPS was. I don't even want to know. I think our top DPS was like blowing everyone away. He had like 20 something DPS, and he was like, "Oh, that's an 85 parse." And I'm like, "Bro, when you're pumping like 20 something, and you still don't even break the 90s, that's so dumb."
Yeah, we have GTMONIQ. I don't know who this guy is, but he's up there for the 10 man. 28K.
As soon as I got it, like it was removed.
Jeez, that's sick. It's still up there. That's from March. That's been up there for a month, and people haven't beat it. Like, nice.
Because they fixed it, or
nice. You could still get better parses,
or nobody's running.
But they don't care though, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That parse doesn't matter.
Yeah. But if you look at the log, it does specify, I think. Let me see. Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't specify on there, at least for the 10 man. Maybe since it doesn't count anymore, the rule is gone. So you can pad now? Or is it only 25?
Which one? What are you talking about?
For Hodir, I don't see any rules on Hodir. But there used to be rules.
There's no rules, yeah. That's what I was looking at earlier.
I can see.
You see the rules?
Adjustment on this boss, all damage and its count, but what is removed from the star and complete.
But you don't see like what counts and what doesn't count towards the parse though, right? Like the frozen things, there's no rules for the frozen stuff anymore, right? So maybe you could cheese it now that it doesn't count.
No idea.
I don't know.
Let me see. Well, we should be able to look at because
just for a YouTube video,
the flash freeze damage is counting, but it does count for the NPCs. Yeah, there's no unfiltered.
Because like
unfiltered
what players get
damage.
Frozen at this junction of the game?
Yeah,
you're getting frozen during that part.
I might
have. Maybe relearn the fight because it's like the only mechanic.
I might have gotten frozen this week.
I think I might have gotten frozen this week, but again, we were like finishing, so I was just like, whatever, let's just do this thing.
Because I got stuck on the campfire. The campfire is a solid object, and I couldn't. The campfire was between me and the safe zone. It was a mess. All right.
Yep.
Hodir though. Do we want to go over tips for Hodir though? Like, is it
get all the buffs?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like stack singed, help stack like.
Do you guys ever Moonfire spam to speed up the process or anything like that? Because like especially in 10 man, sometimes it just slowly gets to that 25 threshold.
Oh, that's why I try to get into a solar phase for that.
Yeah,
so I'm casting the wrath.
It's better to stack it with wrath.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I pre-pop on this still, because it's usually at least a minute 30. But you pre-pop, you Typhoon. I have Typhoon Gale Winds. That's a good point. Do you Typhoon at all on this fight for the opener? You just Starfall?
No, I don't even have Typhoon for this fight.
Yeah.
Since I'm actually saving for this. So I used to pre-plot, but it's at least the rank 1 I did, and some better parties I did was not using pre-plot. I was doing wild magic when I got the crit buff, heroism, lunar, beam,
then stack full
hyperspeed, scale, and that usually, or back for bop me or solve me or taunt, maybe press a taunt or something.
Mind control cycle in me. I need it.
Yeah, there was a Boomie's talking about what's it called? Shadow melding. And it's like
Oh,
they
yeah.
shadow
That's a good
meld
idea.
just to give the tank long enough time to taunt. And I was like, well, the tank taunted
Does
and I
Shadow Meld
still
what does
ripped.
Shadow Meld do threat wise? Does it just pause your
It
threat or does it
pauses.
reset
As
it?
soon as you come out of shadow meld, you have that threat back. Like still,
Oh, that's too
all
bad.
that threat stays there. Yeah.
That's too
Yeah, I'm
bad.
not Shadow Meld. I mean, it's gonna save your life, but
Yeah, you're not
You're not
just taunt.
casting.
it has to. Okay, I popped everything. Everything lines perfectly. I'm not stopping casting, man.
Yeah.
It's either parse or so you either
You're not gonna
taunt or bop me or it's parse ruin either way. Either I Shadow Meld
Yeah.
or
well,
I'm dead.
you're not gonna get any pushback on ferals because like they're always like someone's always like, well, just press cower. And we're like, no, we're not pressing cower. Do something. Don't make me do something. You do something.
Yeah. It's like we had
Yeah, we're not.
5 paladins. Where's the salves? Where's the bops?
Yeah, right. So, I know. I honestly like. Do you guys get salve? Do you see yourselves getting salved a lot?
I do more on my ult in the GDKP than I do the main raid.
Really? Is it tank reasons or?
I don't know what it is. It's like I get PIs on my ult in the GDKP. I get salves. I get bops. In main raid, I'm lucky if I get any of that.
Do you pull threat? Do you pull threat in main raid?
I pulled threat on Hodir this week. Yeah, I died
okay.
in 11 seconds.
It
It
sucks.
It felt bad. And
Yeah, I get off sometime.
I'm not gonna stop pumping though. I'm gonna do the
Right.
same. It's the same opener I've done every week since like launch. It's like I Typhoon, I Starfall, I Fairy Fire the boss, I Insect Swarm, and then I cast a Starfire. My first Starfire after all that crit, and I rip threat, and I'm like, dude, this is like my 5th GCD.
Oh, within 11 seconds of pull. I
Yeah,
thought you meant it
yeah.
took them 11 seconds to kill you. Okay, well
No,
that's just
no, no.
bad tanking.
Within 11
I'm
seconds
not
of
trying
the
to
pull.
call out any tank, but like they shouldn't be off the rip. I mean, what kind
Yeah.
of tank do you have?
Pally.
I mean, if anyone's gonna lose threat, it's gonna be a paladin. But like, you should have like a misdirect and
Tricks.
tricks
Something. I don't
and
know.
a salve. Hit you with a salve or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Hey.
I'm not gonna tell you what I think. Yeah, that sucks.
So yeah, we got a little difference in our strategies on this fight, but you have a higher DPS, so I concede to your wisdom, GT. Any other stuff for Hodir before we move on?
Probably not really.
Yeah.
Like we both made videos for it, so go check it out. But
Exactly.
Nice
not
plug.
count.
Nice plug.
Exactly. Thorum. I have a spot that I like on Thorum. It's like immediately dropping off the ledge. Anywhere along there is my spot. Do you have a favorite spot? Is that it?
I don't have a favorite spot, but I have assigned spot, and luckily the assigned spot is right under the ledge. So.
Nice. Yeah.
I gotta say something. Just for ferals, or I mean, this might apply to you guys too in some set. So melee only has so much space, and we've always done tanks in the front, melee on the left, melee on the right. But apparently, you could do kind of like a KT strat where you've got 3 different piles. Melee, there's a melee right in the back middle, and then 2 on the sides. And then you just eat the lightning bolts instead of moving. Because feral, you're supposed to move. And I would love to try that because I legit I feel like I'm the only one that runs away, and I just watch everyone take the lightning, and like some people die from it, and man, it's annoying. Like I want to just stay in too, like I want to just pump, and I really would like to go to like a 4-stack, or melee. So because you guys don't move, right? You just eat the lightning bolts and stuff like that.
No, we have to move for
For blizzard.
The chain lightning we might move for, but the blizzard and the little chain lightning thingies, like the charge up lightning things, the pie charges, we move for that. Yeah.
No, they tell me to move, and I do every time, and because I've died from it, because enough people don't move, or enough people are not in position correctly, that the chain gets enough to kill people, and I really want to just pump on that, but it's so bad, but I'm always running away.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what
do you guys have?
We get people that die to chain lightning and the pie lightning, whatever that's called, every week. It's so frustrating, man.
Yeah. And then you get like, okay, I'm pumping like lunar procs. Let's pop potion everything and battle resin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I got asked to battle res a mage, and he like the raid lead was nice. He was like, "Yo, if you're in range, can you battle res them?" I wanted to be like, "No, sorry, I can't. I'm out of range." But I'm like, I know he's gonna watch
He's
the
like
VOD.
standing next to you.
Yeah, like he's gonna
You're,
watch
like,
the
on
VOD.
his dead corpse.
I'm gonna be at I was like, if I would have said nah, he would have like messaged me at work today, but like, hey man, I watched the VOD, saw you were in range. Not cool, man.
Yeah. I don't. So I will. This is a small tip for ferals, because we get asked to be res every once in a while. Hopefully after everyone else, but whatever. So ferals, if they're doing their 5 combination thing, they've got an instant nature spell, and B res counts.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you are about to reapply Rip or Savage Roar or do a Ferocious Bite, in theory, the best play is to do that to get the instant cast, then B res. That way you can go right back to. They get an instant res. You only get 1 GCD loss, and you go right back to doing your cat thing. You guys don't have that, unfortunately, but yeah, B res sucks for everybody. Like,
yeah,
it's one of those things where like it helps the raid, but kill him at parse, bro. Kill him at parse.
Luckily, our wrestler druid gets asked first, and then depending on the fight, table might be asked, or feral. And then after that, it's me or the other Boomie. So like usually, I'm lucky. I'm usually asked last. So
yes, same. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, thank you.
And I'm trying to snipe like on some transition phases. Okay, let me battle race so I don't have to battle race. For example, Mimiron between phases. Someone is dead. I'm gonna fast battle race him so I don't have to win. In later on. So, yeah.
You battle res him in fire, so that way you don't have to worry about him dying again.
Oops, I have a cooldown. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Ooh, on cooldown. Sorry. Yeah.
All right. So tip wise for Thorum, I think I put in a video I did on it to like kind of ignore the ads in the hallway after like the first 2 little sets, so that your ICDs for your trinkets come off cooldown. So you have those for the boss. It's a little bit like, cheesy because you're not helping your raid do the trash.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like razor scale too. You don't really want to like be pumping full like into all the ads on razor scale. You want your ICDs for your trinkets and everything for the pool of razor scale when she comes down. So yeah, I still kind of do that. I'll pump like the first little hall, like the first circle, the arena, before we go into the hallway, and then I'll help a little bit of the hallway. Then I kind of might just sit back, and then I fairy fire, I'll moonfire, insect swarm, get those 3 things on the boss, drop down, and then as soon as the boss comes down, I'm popping treants, starfall, going through the rotation. Anything else to add to that, GT?
No, I mean, I'm helping in the tunnel, and usually on the first giant guy before the door opens, and there's the stairs up. After he's dead, like I'm checking, like, okay, what's my internal cooldown timer on trinkets, and if it's like trinket just proc, it's like 30 seconds, then I'm continuing helping DPS, and I'm usually checking out not to proc lunar, so because I want to start with lunar when I jump down, and yeah, like if my the internal cooldown trinket just came and it's gonna be ready, I'm not DPSing to assets, so it's not gonna proc. Yeah. And I'm also saving the rocket boots, and because like you want to use rocket boots on when the pillar is going to charge. We just rocket boots away and rocket boots right after the pizza slice. So.
Yeah. So if you're behind before you're dropping down, switch to cat form. For the one time, I suggest switching to cat in the raid, and then use dash instead of your rocket boots, so your rocket boots are saved. And yeah.
Damage in the arena and the hallway do not count.
Correct.
I just want to point that out in case you're like trying to like pump and goes saying don't use your stop cat. The only thing that matters on that is the boss himself.
Yeah, so if there's leftover ads from the arena because the melee's slacking, then if you pop a Starfall with like 4 ads up there, it might look good on details, but then once you look at the logs, it's not going to look as great.
Details is a troll.
Yeah,
Don't trust it.
yeah. All right, Thorum in the bag. Freya, I haven't really parsed too high on Freya, I don't think. What's my highest parse on Freya? I think it's a 90 something, but it ain't no 99. A 94. But for Freya, I'm trying to see are any of these burst strats like just straight up Zerg? Looks like one. Maybe there's a couple. Not too many though. Okay, so that's not like the strat to parse 99 right now to Zerg down. Maybe 10 man, but 25 man looks like people are still doing it old school. Maybe actually some of these are looking like they're doing it early. Maybe like if that the mushroom
Trinket.
Yeah, if the mushroom one is like there's still like 2 or 3 waves and then you get the guy with the mushrooms. I'm butchering the strategy for this fight, but yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. The guy with the mushrooms, if you get your second one of those and there's only like 1 trash pack after that, I feel like that's what I'm seeing here with the durations. That people are just like ignoring,
so you could
clearing
do
all
it a
of
bunch
them,
of different
and pumping
ways, and it doesn't matter. I mean, it speeds up your kill time, but the only damage that matters is damage done to Freya after she's no longer healed. So like, let's say you do damage to her and you're like 8, 9, 10k, and then she heals the full. Everything you did, pointless. But if you start pumping on her, as long as you keep her above or below 100%, all that damage counts. So you can do a Zerg strat where you go in and absolutely pump her. Maybe a lot of people wait until the Trinket is the number 1, and then they pump because you get the bonus from the mushrooms. And you just go and just ignore her healing herself. You just have to keep her health moving down. Or you can clear all 6 waves, and on the 6th wave, if it's a Trinket, you can then pump and do the same thing. It doesn't matter as long as people are saving their cooldowns for when you're actually going to just go. This is not a strategy. This is just how the mechanics of the parse thing works. That's why some people can Zerg and some people don't.
Well,
because
all the ad damage counts.
Correct.
Yeah. The way you had said it, it sounded like only Freya's damage after.
Well,
that's what it made it sound like you were saying. So like,
sorry, yes.
Yeah, all ad damage counts.
But when it comes to Freya herself,
there
the
you
only
go.
thing that counts is once she drops below 100
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't go back up again.
Yeah.
It's hard to. I think it's probably phrased better than what I'm reading.
Yeah. So what tips do you have for Boomie's GT? Because like I said, I haven't even got over 95 for this fight.
Conservator.
Well, I also made video on Freya, so I think mostly what matters is I'm specking for Gale wings here for Freya and Typhoon.
Oh,
Typhoon is mostly.
Finally.
Yeah, AoE. It makes sense.
And the most probably damage that helps for us is on the small lessers when they climb up and you just pop Starfall with Hurricane and then yeah, so I was using Starfall on cooldown on every ad, but since the kill times are again like really fast, it's not lining up. So I think the play now is to rather save Starfall for either the free elementals or whatever, the Snap Lasher, Storm Lasher, and Water Spirit, and the little Lashers. Like, I used to pop Starfall even on the Mushroom guy, but I rather save now the Starfall for the other waves.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just stand under mushrooms, pump, save Starfall for multiple ads, lacers, and the other way, and actually dot Freya with instant storm on transitions because it gives you, for me at least, it gives me really oftentimes the Starfire proc. So then, like, I don't know, the Iron Rule Storm and just pops like instant Starfire and stuff like that. So every little bit counts. So.
And I don't want to get you in trouble here, but are you helping with like roots? Are you helping with the tree Freya or the gift tree? Like, or are you just focusing on
like
strictly ads?
I'm switching to rules most of the times. I'm actually in the last phase. You actually want to starfall on multiple targets as well. So actually, when the runes spawn, that's a good idea to starfall because you're not gonna hit only single target Freya. You're gonna hit something else as well. And I'm always hitting the tree when it's range. If I see like okay, I'm really far away and the tree is already being DPS by someone else, like I'm not gonna move there. Okay, but yeah.
And like as far as the boss, like where she's tanked at, do you think that matters a lot? Because we've been doing the strategy where we kind of pull her. It's hard to describe. Like kind of like where,
South.
yeah, like really south, close to the door, instead of like closer towards the big pool of water. And then like once the bombs are thrown out, we kite her towards the doorway even further. And that feels kind of weird, but I feel like if you're parsing, you might not even like have that long of a last phase 2, where it's just Freya. So you probably aren't even like worried about moving across the water, back across the water. Is there any?
Yeah, we're actually.
Go ahead.
Like I had a lot of 99s, but it was a few weeks in the past. That if I look at today's percentage, they are like 98 now. But yeah, we're using the river strategy,
Mm-hmm.
and I like it because it's usually I'm always on the edge of the river, so I minimize the movement when we have to cross. So usually I have time for like 2 global cooldowns, so either refreshing the dots or the 4-piece curate or Starfall or Trends come they're ready again, so I can call them, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully my raid lead is still watching. I know that the 10-man's about to start. I didn't make the roster this week, so that's why I wasn't trying to like scoot out. If you're wondering, Griff at like 8:30. Because yeah, I no 10-man tonight. I got benched. But hopefully if he's not listening now, he's gonna watch the VOD tomorrow and hear that the best parse strategy is to go across the river. Got it.
I agree with you guys too, because the river makes a clear divide.
Mm-hmm.
When we do the south strategy as well, go where everyone just moves towards something. The problem is something the raid leader did this week or somebody called. I don't actually think it was a raid leader. They said, everybody don't be off to the left or the right of Freya right now, because that's where we're moving and we don't want bombs there. And it sucks because like we're right through a mushroom phase where everyone's spread out across the mushrooms. Now people have to stop damage to move. Whereas if you agree that the river is the dividing line, people plan for that and are in position. So when you drag across, like a Boomie just crosses the river, stops, sets up camp, does the same thing back and forth, instead of like kind of like a chaotic run where you're like, okay, no, now everybody move over here, quick, and you're like, wait, where's over here? And you're like, ah, and I hate it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as a melee, we're just like following the mob, wherever it goes. We're just,
Yeah, I'm not saying like it's the best strategy for parsing. Like the best strategy is like if you can nuke her even without the bomb spawning, right? So the kill time is really, really, really fast. But I feel like there's way less movement crossing the river if you get the bombs than if you're using the door strategy.
Yeah.
Because like everyone are moving way more than they have to because someone spawned the bomb somewhere else and you have to move because of it even more.
Well, and it's not even, it is that, but on top of that, Here's the raid leader calling using the river strategy. Cross. Here's the raid leader calling with the south. Okay. Everybody go a little bit further. No. Everybody, you gotta move. Okay, break the roots really quick. Okay, no, come back. Like, bro, just cross the river. Okay, cool. We're done. Like, that's it. Like, am I near a bomb? No, because you're on the other side of the river. Like, we're done. We're done here. So I really like that it cleans up the raid leading call, because I feel like the raid leader has to kind of scramble to communicate what they're trying to say, when even pinging doesn't help. Like, you gotta like look up and be like, okay, where is that in relation to? Okay, no, just cross the river. I don't understand why people went away from that. It works so well, and they're like, no. We saw a stream of a speedrunner doing it, so we're doing it like this now. And you're like,
yeah, this is
they're doing it because they don't want to clear the trash. You know?
It's one more pull, maybe.
Yeah,
one more
like
pull.
maybe 2, I think. Yeah.
You probably want to clear the pat, I guess, but still, like, whatever. I mean, whatever. I get it. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. And plus, there's that tree in the way in the south end that everyone has to like work around.
That's where we start at, I think, is that tree that you can run into. That's where we pull the boss to, kill all the ads and stuff, and then we start from that little tree and then go towards the door. And then it's like, yeah, somebody didn't stack and they were off, so there's a bomb over there. Watch out for that one random bomb. And it's like, what? Yeah, all you had to do was say river, cross.
River. Yeah, right. Cross. Everyone's like, religion? I don't know. Everyone knows what it means. It's get on the other side of the river. Yeah, I don't know why people went away from that. I really don't. Because it's so simple. There's a clear line, but it's probably just not want to pull 2 pieces of trash.
Yeah. All right, Freya. Next is Memoron. Memoron's a weird one because there's so many different phases. It's a long fight. There's cooldowns to think about. There's the head coming down. There's lust phase 2. There's lust phase 4. There's a lot of stuff. So, what tips do you have for Memoron? Because that's another fight, I think, for me where. What's my highest parse for Memoron? It's not high. 94. That's my other 94. It's like Freya, Memoron, 94s. I need some help.
Really?
Yeah.
I have like, since we're doing Harmo, I get like almost consistently 99 every week.
You're doing something right.
So it's one of my like favorite fights. You haven't watched the video or Memoron, huh?
Let me see. I don't think I have, because actually, like, our Memorons are still pretty rough. Like, we usually end the Memoron kill with like 10 plus people dead. It's never pretty.
There's your problem right there. Literally, that's your problem. Is your guild isn't able to speed it up.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like, I mean, based on what GT says, as long as you're doing your thing, you're getting a 99. And if you lose like 2 or 3 people, especially in the last phase, I could see that being the issue.
Well, what I'm doing is, I really describe it more in the video, but I think this is really important. Like, not just boomies, but a lot of casters are not utilizing like stutter stepping, like, and especially it's nice to use on Memoron or Algalon. You already know like where you want to move, because like the boss in phase 1 is I usually stand before it, in front of it, so it's always kited on the, what's it called, the explosion. When it happens, the tank moves towards my position, and then the boss moves to him. So I'm always in front of the boss, which isn't really good for Boomie, because you would say like there's a lot of movement, but there are no fires. Like if you're going like behind him, you're going through fires, you're going through mines, and you're always worrying because he can move again. It's not going to be in line of sight, out of range, so you have to move again. So I'm always keeping in front of him, and you can always stutter step on your instant cast. You have to refresh your instant form. Spend that 1 second for moving away from the boss, because you know he will move towards you anyway. You want to pop Starfall, move away, You want to, I don't know, iterate, move away, cast friends, move away, whatever. 4-piece iterate proc, move away. So I'm always, stepping away from it. So I'm like always casting. I think this is something that a lot of casters are utilizing, because then you find yourself in a situation like you're standing and my lunar proc, now I'm casting Starfire, but now I'm like, like the boss is in melee range, he's casting Shock Blast, and I have to move, but I'm wasting lunar, and I'm wasting precious Lobo cooldowns. I'm clipping my dots because now I have to move. And you could easily avoid it, and without losing any DPS.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
think this.
you're pumping everything in phase 1. Like, I mean, Starfall, Treants, it looks like are both on cooldown. Watching the video here in the background. And
I'm popping everything, and it's Starfall is ready again for phase 2 usually. So and again in phase 3, and again in phase 4. So there's always Starfall in every phase. Always multi-dot on moving in last phase. Starfall again on last phase. Make sure to be in range. Starfall is one of the best spells in last phase because it's hitting like multiple targets and with splash damage and everything. And yeah, just always be casting. I don't know.
are you saving any cooldowns or trying to line up lunar for when the head like gets brought down with the magnetic thing from the assault bot in phase 3? Or are you just kind of like whatever's available is available?
It's good to yeah, it's more like when it's available, then I'm using it. But if I know it's going down soon and I've seen like my hyperspeed is gonna be ready soon, I'm gonna pop it right. The extra damage. But actually, one more thing, I think Boomkin Frenzy is really good on Mimiron. Like a lot of people say, like Boomkin Frenzy is a shit. It's a PvP spec. I mean, PvP talent is not good for PvE, not consistent. But I got even like 7 procs on Mimiron one time, and I'm usually tanking the head, so the consistent damage of the head also helps. So you get not only mana back, but you have like 10% extra damage, and that helps as well. And all the fires and everything, all the AoE damage in phase 2, everything can proc like open. So it's really, really good something.
Okay. I'm glad you brought it up. I was gonna go back like at the end or something and ask you like which bosses have you seen the most like procs from Alkin Frenzy on? Because I'm kind of like you. I think like both of us kind of like using those talents, and a lot of people are just like, no, it's strictly PvP. Those are wasted talents.
And even Algo are like good bosses to use.
Is there any other like fight? So like Mimiron, Algalon, 2 big ones. Is there like another one that's like really good, but then a couple other ones that are just kind of like, it could proc, it could not proc. Is there a third fight?
It's mostly Mimiron and Algalon. Then I remember like, oh, it's proccing Alkin Frenzy like consistently every single week, and see, I don't even remember other bosses because it's so rare. Boomkin Frenzy, really? Okay.
I mean, what about Hodir? Aren't you taking just a ton of damage all the time? Like there's the frost damage going out.
I don't remember.
But is it just not worth it?
Boomkin Frenzy is something like parsing, man. It has its own rules. I think some damage do trigger it, some don't.
It's like okay, I see.
Yeah.
On Razor Scale, for example, on Razor Scale, I get sometimes a trigger with the flames or from the
I got a frenzy. One sec. Just stand in it.
I even thought like maybe I'm just gonna stand in fire intentionally. Maybe I get the proc before it lands.
Once you know that you've got a full 20k Valnir shield, you just stand in the fire and let the fire damage you till you get the proc. And then,
that's a good point.
Once you see that you're actually taking damage and the shield's gone, you move out of the fire and maybe you've gotten a couple
once
ticks.
You confirm it actually procs off that, then damn.
Oh yeah, it does. but yeah, that's something we'll have to see. Hopefully on the PTR for phase 3 is like what bosses are we getting Alkin Frenzy on? That'll be a whole nother thing. Yeah, Memron and Algalon. Okay. Any other things for Memron before we head to Vezex?
Probably not. Like, there's a Mimron video, a lot of detail there, so
Nice.
go check it out.
Let me paste that one in here too. Mim.
So Vezex. Oh man.
Let me make sure that you actually have a higher DPS on Vezex before I ask you for the tips here.
Oh.
Let me double check because you're 98. You know.
I
What are
can't
you?
I can't teach about parsing 99 because I don't have 99. But
We're both 98 on it, but who has the higher 98? That's the question.
It's funny because it's
I'm
like
looking
some
it up.
people like look at me, some other boomies, and they're like, "Man, how are you doing this? Like, you're good." And I feel like I'm just an average guy, and I'm looking like the guys like like Meta Monster, like, how is he doing it?
Yeah.
So good.
GT has me by 110. If you were looking, Grif, 110.
I wasn't. I was
okay.
looking at. I was curious what my highest parse is, but it's 95, 97. So you guys got me beat anyway.
What's your DPS? Because mine's 11,866. GT's 11,973.
Dude, I don't get a buff. Mine's like 7,700.
7,700.
Wait, hold on. 76. It's my highest DPS I've ever had. 7,700. Yeah.
And then if you use your abilities.
I did 8,200 on last week.
If you're not just auto attacking and you're using maul, swipe, lacerate, whatever these feral things are.
Okay, I'm not using maul, lacerate, or swipe.
What's your DPS if you're using cooldowns?
Yeah, shut up. It's 8,300. 8,300. And I'm not mad about it.
Yikes. Okay.
Is this after the buff?
Yeah, is this pre-buff or?
I'm gonna run out and find boomies out there in the Vezex world and just chase them around and drop those things on them.
Turn them into rabbits from the event.
Yeah.
That's such a grief.
Cool. I'm really proud of you guys for out DPSing ferals on one fight.
Hey, thanks, man. And we're still the lowest caster on that fight, by the way.
By a lot. Too.
Yeah, we're below every mage spec, every warlock spec, shadow priests, Ellie shaman. Yeah, we're
man.
There's 9 cast.
Shaman are down there with you though, right?
Well, there's 9 caster specs. We're 9th. We're 9 out of 9 caster specs for Vezex. Yeah. But yeah, tips for Vezex. I've been bringing what's it called? Dark runes, even though we're at the point where I don't really use them. We're pumping the boss quick enough to 5% where the parse pauses to where I don't even need to burn my whole mana bar. But yeah, so other than pumping to 5%, what other tips do you have, GT, for Vezex?
Yeah, I'm specking also for Vezex, especially. I'm going for Moonglow and I'm specking out of Moonfire because there's no point in just spending mana, and if I have to move and I have to choose one dot, I'm doing instant, right? So when I'm moving out of Shadow Crash, but if you don't have to move, then there's just no point dotting. It's just gonna do less damage on Vezex. I'm even casting Starfire even in solo. So it's pretty much casting Starfire, and fishing for Lunar only with few wrath casts. Like, okay, I'm gonna 4 or 5 wrath casts and see if I get Lunar or not. And yeah, as I said, I'm switching the scale for the Plea, for bigger mana pool, and for the proc, spell power proc. And also I'm going for Wild Magic Potion here instead of Potion of Speed. And yeah, I'm using it for the ad spawn with Heroism. And that's basically it. Other than that, it's just stay in the pool as much as possible and pray for no marks.
Yeah. Are you doing one pool strat where there's like a right group and a left group, or are you doing two separate pools?
We're doing two separate groups. We started experimenting with Mars reset with the starting as one pool. I think that's better.
Yeah.
That's probably like why my parses are so low, because like standing in one group, like sometimes you just don't have crashes and you're standing there and,
Yeah.
and watching how the other group is DPSing and you're just standing there and doing nothing. So yeah. And then we're also doing the kiting strategy. I know, like, for some reason, like every time our tank is going for the left side, and I was like standing on the right group all like every reset, and I was like, now it's out of range. Like I don't have to like. We need to move closer again to and get another crash again. So stuff like this just ruin your party.
Yeah. I know I was reluctant to have a spec or change my glyphs to where I didn't have glyph of focus. And as soon as I took glyph of focus off, it made this fight so much like better. Having that range on Starfall to be able to hit the boss and the animus when it spawns is huge. Cause yeah, a lot of times, especially the animus is just not tanked close enough to the pools, and it's just like, come on, man, like get it closer. And I'm just tempted to like go out of the pool just so I can like throw some dots or a couple of wraths on the animus or something. It's like I'm losing up time.
Oftentimes we also had like the over aggro on the animus as well, especially like first weeks ago, like some caster was like going flat.
Yeah.
Heroism was popped and like tank wasn't even like he didn't even touch the animals yet, and casters were already smashing it in the pool.
We get that occasionally, and it usually causes a wipe, and it's usually pretty frustrating. It's like we just wasted 5 minutes getting to the phase 2, and now somebody ripped threat. Like, come on.
Yeah. And even the runtime for Vezek is mad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, Vezek's Yogg 0 specifically. I haven't been doing too well on Yogg. I've got a 95 on Yogg 0. So not too terrible. When was that? March 16th? No, that was one light. My highest 0 light was April 17th. January, February, March.
I did my first Yogg this reset, so that was the only Yogg I did, and it's the only 99 I did because I couldn't parse with one light.
This was,
but I don't know. Phase 1, I think it's similar to Mimiron. Like you step out of the clouds and you plan ahead. You know how the clouds are rotating, so you should already know where the clouds aren't gonna be in few seconds. So you just start stepping with your instant cast to that position. I'm putting trends right on the first spawn of the ad, and we're actually using the strategy when our tank is running in and intentionally triggers the first cloud, so we get 2 ads, and that's a good time to starfall, pop the first starfall when you have to like 2 ads.
Do you ever rip threat from that? Because I'm really scared of popping starfall. Okay. I was like, is it just me? Is it just like our tank, or like what's going on?
But I'm usually like oftentimes we get some extra spawns, like who doesn't really?
Yeah.
So I'm just multi-dotting, and I'm ready to like, okay, throw 1-2 cast. I'm ready to tap to different target, 1-2 cast there, tap different targets, because if I just nuke one, I will just pull threat.
Yeah. All right, so we got phase 1 out of the way. All the ads are dead. The tentacles are spawning. Have you ever gone to the brain room? Or
yeah, we tried like once or even twice for me going in the brain room, but it wasn't going that well. I feel like I did way more outside of brain than inside. So yeah, the 99 I got, I wasn't doing. I was DPSing the tentacles outside.
And
so
like one of the things for this fight is like you have to at least 2-phase the brain room.
Yeah, I think we 2-phased it.
Yeah, so like if you're 3-phasing the brain room for 0 light, you're probably struggling a little bit, like more than just like DPS in the brain room.
We are not even trying. Like if we can't phase it, like 2-phase it, we're calling a wipe because like people will be like low on insanity and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, if you can't 2-phase it, just wipe it.
Yeah, we always tell our melee like, yep, just stay down there and push. If you don't push in time, then we'll wipe it up.
Yeah.
Yep. And then phase 3, there's the ads that are coming out. Are you multi-dotting the ads and Yogg? Are you like doing the whole like twist thing where you're starting a cast, turning away during his laughter phase, whatever that's called, and then like turning back to finish the cast, turning back away?
Yeah, on one light I was like multi-dotting the ads when I was turned, because I was usually standing in a spot like it was like in a slight angle, the side of the boss. So like the ads were in front of me, and I could just slightly turn from the boss, and he wasn't, casting the lunatic gaze on me, and I could DPS the ads in front of me, and then I just turned towards him again. But on 0 light, like there's not that much point of DPSing that, so I'm not even spec for Gale Winds, so I'm not hurricaning or anything. Usually I'm really high on insanity levels, so if I because like you mentioned it, Grifton, you mentioned it, I think few podcasts, previous podcasts, that if you're high on sanity and you end the kill high on sanity, it's bad. You're a bad player, basically. So,
I did not say that.
No, I mean, yeah.
He said apply to a new guild.
You're not being as effective as you could be. Because that's all wasted time DPSing. Yes, I did say that.
So if I see I have like a high sanity and like we just pop heroism and I'm in lunar and I just pop other cooldowns, I'm just not even turning. Like I'm just like. So I'm aiming to be around 10 or something. Then it's like, okay, he's still high health. I'm just probably gonna rather turn, and I'm just gonna insect swarm everything because, as I mentioned previously, like you can insect swarm whatever the target is turned. So I'm just throwing insect swarms while I'm turned, and then I'm just continue single target DPSing.
So I have a kind of a story with that. You guys heard about the DC problems everyone was having last night? I mean, we were having it. I know you were having it. So I DC'd in the brain room, the first brain room. Like I got into the brain room, was about to leap, and got DC'd. So I heard all you have to do. It's not like a whole thing. You just have to reconnect and then get back in. So I get back in just in time for them to, head back up. Like I think I got like 2 hits in. But my weak aura stopped working. It normally yells at me about my sanity.
Yeah.
So I didn't have it, and I was like, well, let's see how Yogg goes without weak aura. So I get out. We did the thing, the brain room again. We go through. I get out, and I looked at, because you still have the debuff. I looked, and my sanity's at 88, and I was like, oh, and I just stared at him the whole fight, and I was like, I don't care, kill me. I got down to 6, and he was at like 4%. And I was like, I don't want to die, but I don't want to turn. I ended up caving and turning away on the last one because I was like, but it was so fun to be able to actually like start that high, because that's pretty rare.
Yeah.
For me to get it'd be 88, but because I don't really think you take any in the brain room, but I just got really lucky on down in the brain room, because down in the brain room, if you guys have done it, you could take a lot of damage or sanity really quickly if you're not turning. Like a lot of people just kill a thing. You gotta put your back to it. You gotta be active. Yeah. So I was really happy. I still didn't parse, whatever. Mainly because I didn't swipe. If you want to parse on Yogg 0 as a feral, you have to swipe. If you look, I don't think I could find a single non-swiping feral that parse. And I'm not against that because like that is the play, but like you also have to swipe in phase 1, and that feels dangerous. I don't know. I run out a lot in
Oh
phase
yeah,
1.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of phase 1, because I don't want to die in phase 1, but I also don't want to pop clouds because that's like we have like the weak word that's like idiot, and it
Yeah,
says
yeah.
your name, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so
It's like,
sorry,
oops,
guys.
that was intentional. We were ahead
Yeah,
on
you
the
guys. I felt
ads.
like we were a little slow. So
Yeah,
except
yeah.
so yesterday's in our Tuesday night, we popped 6 all at the same time. Like it was like bam,
Jeez.
bam, 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 and we're like, oh god, we recovered, but we had like 4 ads up all at once, and then like 2 coming. So like the hunters trying to misdirect, and oh my god, it was so chaos. And I was like, I'm not swiping. I'm not gonna be the guy who pulls off the tank, gets clapped, and then no. But yeah,
Mhm.
sorry, I just want to chime in.
Oh, you're good.
Uh,
You're good.
I loved getting the 88 when I was like, oh my god, 88. It was like winning the lottery, and then I lost the mem head with like a roll of like 20.
Mm.
Sorry.
How's your guild handling Mem's head, GT? I shouldn't have asked that because
Uh,
I got to pee. And I'm sorry. I'll be right back. But
Sure, you can answer anyway. I'll
yeah,
listen.
yeah,
Who
yeah.
cares?
And then
Okay.
if you guys want to move ahead to Algalon after that. Yeah.
How long are you gonna pee for, man? Jeez,
Well, I
just
don't.
go.
It shouldn't take that long to be
Just
like,
go.
oh, we just roll
Just
it
go.
off. Blah, blah, blah. Like it shouldn't take
Well, you
that
don't
long.
know. Maybe I'll have a follow-up question.
I
Like,
gotta.
what'd you roll? You know what?
Sorry.
You're
I'll
rooting
be
the
right
whole.
back.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll watch
he
the
doesn't
VOD
want
to
to
see
be.
how he handles Mem.
Oh, just go to the bathroom. How do you handle it?
We're just rolling. Like everyone's rolling.
You just do a slash
Yeah,
roll. You don't do anything
yeah.
special.
I've lost. Yeah, slash roll. I've lost it as well.
What kind of
Actually,
rolling are you getting close? Like, are you get like? Is it worse to be really close, like a 95, and then lose to a 98, or would you rather just 20?
I don't know. Actually, like probably high because like what happened to us is like the first 2 highest rolls passed it. He
Oh,
said
okay.
like, okay, I'm passing the one.
Oh, so
The
you have
second
the
highest roll.
opportunity. Even if you don't win, you
Yeah,
might still
yeah, yeah, yeah,
trickle down to
yeah.
you. Oh,
So
okay,
like
cool.
actually 2 people passed it, so the third highest roll
Who's
won.
passing Mimiron's head, man? Ugh, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah,
I got it in the actually original Brother Village King when I was in that
I had no
hardcore
good
guild.
mounts in
I
original, none.
was I won it that back then. I was the first one to get it,
I'm pretty
and
sure.
everyone's like, "But you're a druid." I don't care.
I hate that. I was we were rolling off the mount from Star 3D, and I won it, and they're like, "Come on, you're a druid, you don't get that." And I was like, "What do you? I still
Yeah.
want them. I still want to show them off. I mean, like you guys are taking flight paths. Don't if you don't use flight paths, you whatever. Anyway, so I'll talk about Elgalon. So Elgalon, you guys have clearly done it. You've downed it. Are there any big strategies? Like, are you doing the shove up against the side of the wall and pop Starfall on opener kind of thing, or are you doing something different?
Yeah, I'm popping Starfall right away first, so that there are no stars yet. So it just says Starfall, all single target damage on Avalon. And then it depends on your guild, right? Like because if I'm looking at the like the first top 10 druids with rank high, they differ. Like some of them are trying to avoid the stars, and some of them are like star falling it freely. And this could like fuck up your star damage and collapsing and everything. But if your guild can handle it, it's like sure the collapsing star like it really
What
it counts
strat
towards parse.
what strat are you guys doing for the collapsing stars?
Like
Do
I'm
you
trying to
know?
avoid the stars, so yeah, like we're killing the first one right away,
Yeah.
and then I think it's either one more or 2 more before Big Bang. I'm not sure.
We do 1-3. So we do one, we kill it, and then we have 3 warlocks all putting doom on each one right before the Big Bang, or timed properly for the Big Bang. So then we go into Big Bang, all 3 explode, and we come out and just pump, and we don't have to touch. I don't think we have to deal with the star for the rest of the fight. We just have to. I honestly, what's great about not doing stars is you don't care as long as they do it right.
Yeah.
But I really like that one because it allows all those people that normally have to like focus on the stars to just pump. You know what I mean? Like to just do damage. So the fight ends up being a lot shorter. Like I find we get to 25 so quickly. Like oh, he's moving. We're doing stuff. Get ready.
Yeah. You probably not even have to use that many healers, right? Because you're not getting that much radiant.
I think we run 2 or 3. We don't run. We run at least 3. I think we used to run 4. We went down to 3. But we do have. I think we have 2 Valeniers. I think. I don't pay. Man, I wish I paid more attention to it. Because the thing is, we have so many healer / DPS that they're just constantly calling for switches, like switch spec, and I'm just like, at the end, I'm just like, they know what they're doing. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think it's 3. I think we run 1 paladin, 1 disc priest, and then I don't know what the third one is. If it's just those 2, good job on them. Because I mean, but they call for cooldowns, DZACs, all that good stuff. For
Yeah, same.
Looks like we're using 4.
4 healers?
Yeah, we got 2 pallies, the priest, and a resto druid.
I know we cut down. I just don't know how many. Like, I know today or yesterday they said, let's lose 1 more healer. I don't know if they did it, but I'm pretty sure they did. And it still felt... But they kept screwing up the dooms. Like, we'd come back out of the... It's the greatest feeling when you come back out of the Big Bang and just everyone dies. You're like, oh, I think we missed it. I think we missed the timer. But yeah, do you guys have any like cool strats for that fight that you guys can parse on? Because you can't hit the constellations without theoretically causing problems, right?
Well, you mean collapsing star, not constellation?
Sorry, yes.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to be in melee range or melee. I don't know what's the word in English. Of the boss. So
either one.
Yeah. So I'm not hitting as many stars, so I don't screw up the timing.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just can't avoid it. And actually, for parsing, it's also, since the constellations are not counted or the dark matter as well. It's probably best to try to use the starfall in like transition phases or try to time it like when there's low constellations. So either when someone close black hole, so you actually have as many stars as possible hitting either Algolon or the stars, depending on if you are allowed to hit stars or not. Obviously, the dream scenario is standing in the middle and starfall whatever you can, but most of guilds are not happy with that. So.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd be loving it. Well, you just popped 2, so
yeah.
DSAC? Yeah, probably we're gonna have to DSAC through this.
We do the same as you do, Griff, where we have like 1 star and then 3 during the Big Bang, but it's all left up to our Shadow Priest. So
that is the other way. Like a single Shadow Priest can do it really well. I guess the reason that they like the Warlock one is because as long as you have the weak aura, the Warlocks just do the thing at the time they're supposed to do it and then go back to the boss. Whereas the Shadow Priest, it's kind of their job to like maintain them. Like they've got to like see where they're at, make sure their dots are up. I don't know if that's top damage for them, but like it seems like it's pulling their focus away from what they could just be pumping. Yeah. But I don't know, because like I don't do the stars. I feel like someone that does the stars would have a better insight than I do.
Yeah, it's Scotty. Scotty J does our stars. And
not surprised.
We were having some DC issues, and I know I don't know if it was messing up my timers, but his timers were kind of acting the same way, where it was like every other pool, the timers would act like it was like the first pool, where it's extra long. So then like everything was off like 15 seconds. Like everything was saying like 15 seconds late. So he was like, I'm going to try my best. I don't know if these timers are scuffed. And we had it took us like 20 minutes to do Algalon, but at least we got it. So it was only like 2 or 3 wipes, something like that. But yeah, it was kind of frustrating with like the timers being off. That little bit just throws the whole fight off, especially doing that 1 star like kill during the first phase and then 3 during the big bang. Timers are super important.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like Scotty's yelled at me. He's like, "Boomies don't starfall," and I'm like, "Dude, like I haven't. I'm the only boomie. Our other boomies resto right now. Like, it wasn't me. Like it was something else. I didn't. I swear, my starfall did not hit
Check
a star.
The logs, man.
Yeah,
Check the
like
logs.
I'm too scared to pop starfall after the opener. Like I just and like in phase 2, when like the burn phase, I'll pop starfall there too. But even that's kind of sketchy because I've ripped threat on the ads.
The ads.
Yeah, I've ripped threat on them and died, and I'm like, well, there that goes.
I'm pretty sure the ads count, right? Like, don't the ads count?
The last ones?
Yeah, I think they do.
No. The
They
dark
don't?
matter ads are not counting.
Oh, I thought they did for some reason. I thought like the last ones do. Oh well. I mean, I just single target the whole time. I don't like. I don't look up. I don't glance up.
It's like spores all over again, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like I don't know who
Bro. Oh my
who
god.
popped it.
Oh my god. So I did a 10-man Nax and we did spores and they rearranged the group right before the poll and they go group 1, you get first spore, group 2, you get second spore. And then they said they're gonna pop Bloodlust right after first spore. So I'm in group 1 because it's all melee. So we do it, spore pops, this Ret Paladin beelines and just clap! And everyone is like, what? And they, as soon as it explodes, the shaman hits Bloodlust, heroism, you're like, what? No! This is the war! And he's just like, sorry. And I was like, that was, I've never been so like shocked in my life.
Yeah.
Like shocked. Like, did someone like it wasn't an accidental starfall, you know, like you might get from a boomie. Some guy just ran over there and just with nobody else anywhere near him and just ran back. And I was like, this is trouble. Oh my god. Ret Paladin, I should have wrote his name down so I could call him out. But
yo, what's impressive is the 99 GT got on Algalon. He was the only like one close to getting it. There's like a 3 parse, a 6, a 19, a 21
on his kill
on his 99 for Algalon, yeah. And GT's just like Boomie on average is like 20th, like 21st overall, like for all DPS specs on Algalon. GT was top on that raid, like that attempt. That's insane. Good job. No shade to your guildmates. Sorry. But the feral druid was right there. Feral was right underneath them.
The feral is right underneath them with a 64.
The 64.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's almost frustrating now because ferals have to absolutely pump to get a good parse. Because you're like, oh look, feral number 2 with a 64 parse.
Mm-hmm.
That means in order to be a 99, they had to be like 10k.
Yeah, at least.
Which is fair. Yeah, I think 11k is like the normal. Maybe not the normal, but it's like the top.
Oh, for feral.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the I'm kind of curious. What's the top balance for Algalon? Look. I'm trying to remember how to do this.
I wonder who's that guy.
9.1k.
Okay, so you actually weren't that far off. 9.1k. I don't want to look at see what it is for a feral because I know I'm not there yet. Oh, I see 9.4.
9.4 for Boomie?
Oh no, I selected the wrong thing. Ignore me. 9.1.
And that's with 2 PIs. And then the second place has 3 PIs. So.
All right. Any guesses on the top feral?
11.6.
10.6. 10.683.
10.6.
Yeah. So, man, I feel like
1,500 DPS more.
I don't even want to look at this guy's gear because it's always depressing to look at the top guys and be like, oh, you have every piece. I'm gonna look anyway to just no.
All right. So
there are some.
He really does. He really does have every single best piece. Oh my god. Oh, except for a ring. He's at the second ring.
Boo.
When I was doing the Algalon video, I was like doing even like a spreadsheet, like what was the Starfall damage and like some druids, boomies on Avalon in the rank 10, like they're he's like 20k damage. I mean 200k damage on stars with Starfall. I mean, like how are you allowed to do this?
Yeah, right.
That's insane.
Just D-stack through everything. Just like, nah, we're not even gonna go through the Big Bang. Just keep pumping. We'll eat it. Let's go. Stack our D-stacks. Dude, this guy has every
one more
piece.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not worth it to, like, you still can achieve to get 99 with pre-voting, but you're not getting full duration. And usually the heroism is popped at the beginning. So if you decide to pre-pot, you're not getting the full duration, and then you can't pot again with the heroism.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of more and more boomies. There are high parses. They're actually not pre-voting. I didn't pre-vote as well on the 99. I just saved my speed for the heroism and with Lunar.
I was pre-popping a potion, but then I think we switched the way that we were pulling the boss. For like, I guess it's like hunters, whatever they use for misdirect. Maybe they're using an explosive shot, and that's like going off while the boss is like immune after it's been pulled. And then like that's starting combat. But like when we were first starting it, we weren't getting in combat until the boss was active, and I was pre-potting then, and that was nice. But yeah, now that we switched it to whatever it is we're doing now, I would have to lose like 6-7 seconds for my pre-popped potion, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not pre-popping either. Algalon.
Guy has every best piece, guys. I can't get over
the
that.
feral, the raid lead. Don't worry about it.
Maybe he's got Embrace the Gladiator. I've never seen. He's got Leggings of Cunning Deception. I've never even seen. Oh my god.
Probably not using EPGP.
Yeah. I mean, was there a way to look to see who the raid leader is? Like, there's gotta be like some sort of signal.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they getting hysteria, whatever it's called? Because then you know for sure.
No, I mean, his DPS is so much higher than anybody. Oh my god, it's crazy. What am I looking at? Oh yeah, buffs.
Any other tips for Ulduar GT? You feel good?
Ulduar.
I mean, we didn't cover Flame Leviathan. If you want to talk Flame Leviathan, do you get tossed up? Are you a driver of a siege? What's your thing on Flame Leviathan?
I was tossed the first few weeks, but I usually ended up dead because I failed to found a chopper nearby when I jumped down.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually enjoy even driver position DPSing, either demolisher or what's the other called, engine, salvage engine, or whatever. Either gunner or
yeah.
Last few weeks I'm being assigned to be a driver for the demolisher to keep up the pirate stacks.
Okay.
I just want to point out the feral I've been looking at. He was the #1 parse on Algalon and B-Res'd. So, if he can do it, so can we, guys. No excuses.
No excuses.
So you heard it here. Grif said feral druids doesn't affect their parse when they battle res.
Nope. And here's the evidence right here.
But Boomkins it does. So have your ferals be res first.
I'm gonna title a video "Why Ferals Should Be Res First" and just see if it gets. I'm just gonna make as many downvoted videos as I can.
Yeah, you're gonna try to outdo your previous video with downvotes.
Just watch
with
my
that
subs. I got all that. I got all those subs from being on Sarth's channel, and I'm just gonna destroy it.
Throw it all away.
Videos to troll my own community.
Oh my goodness! All right, so we've been going for 3 hours 45 minutes solid here.
Let's call it.
Griff, do you have anything else to ask GT to pick his brain?
GT, if we do a phase 3 video early on, you interested in coming back and talking strategy?
Sure.
Cool. That's the only question I have. That's it.
Cool. The GT, anything for us? Any questions for me or Grif or?
You don't
Not
have
at the
to.
moment, but I'm pretty sure some questions will pop in my head just when we end. So
Yeah, hop in our podcast anytime and
it's
ask us.
like 4 in the morning already here.
Yeah.
So I'm just
It's pretty late here. We ran pretty long.
Yeah.
But fun fact, actually, like I have one of my tattoos is a Boomie. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, I
on my
want to see it.
forearm.
I want to see.
I can't see it.
You see it?
Oh, I see it. Yeah, the other way. Yeah, see his eyes right
Yeah,
there.
Here's
yeah.
the head. Here's the
Yeah.
head.
That's pretty
He's
cool.
casting Starfire.
Don't you have a tattoo too?
Nice.
That's the
I
druid
also have
logo,
Lich
yeah.
King on back, and like Alliance logo on forearm as well.
So on my right ass cheek.
Yeah, I just got the druid crest. I've been thinking of getting a Boomie tattoo, but I don't know. Thinking
But,
I'm close.
Now it's like
it's
a
more
commitment
99
because
parses.
I was like maybe I'm gonna reroll Fire Mage, but now I'm like I have to be like man I can't now. It has to be Boomie.
That's a sick tattoo, man.
It's like the people that got horde tattoos and now they're being forced on Alliance, so they're like, oh my god, don't look.
No, but I enjoy Boomie. Like Druid was always the first pick since the original draft. I mean original TBC I started playing.
Cool.
I was always Druid.
I was a mage main back in the day. I switched Boomie in Classic.
I have been a druid main since 2006.
Nice.
And I still kind of suck at it.
Still figuring it out.
I was resto for the longest time, and I was like the kind of resto that they're like, just go resto. You know what I mean? Like they're like, you know what? Just go resto. Not like, oh man, we love your healing. No, it's more like, just push him in the corner as a resto druid. So yeah, and then I went Boomie for a long time, and then I discovered Bear. Like I discovered it. I was like, oh. I forgot, like, the Feral. I don't know how to play this, and I had to, like, learn. I think I was in CAD, I learned Feral. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
That's going to be it then. GT, we can find you on YouTube at youtube.com/GT. How do you say, like, the rest of your name? I don't want to, like, screw it up.
GT Monique, but
Monique?
no one's gonna say that. Even me, I'm embarrassed. But good thing about that is no one has like that nickname. Like anywhere you go, Gmail account or whatever you want to create, it's not taken.
Yeah. Do you do
No one is
Twitch
gonna
at all
have such
too?
a stupid name.
Yeah. Is it just YouTube, no Twitch?
No Twitch, no.
Okay. And I've seen you streaming like your gameplay on YouTube. So, there's streams going on. You've got boss tip videos. Any other videos that we could be looking forward to in the next couple weeks? I know there's maybe the Iron Council, maybe the Yogg. Any other videos besides those two potentially?
Yeah, I will probably do the Yogg. And I don't know, maybe I'll get to the gold making guides or something.
There you go. Yeah, gold make maybe a phase 3 like what you're looking forward to for phase 3 gear and stuff.
Maybe something like
cool
piece list or something like that because it was requested, so maybe but it feels like competing with you or so I don't know if it
the more the
if
merrier,
it's even
dude.
worth it.
We need as many takes as we can. Yeah.
I can't speak for Go, but like other ferals are always like, oh, I don't want to make videos because you already made. Like, make it. Who cares? Like, people hate me, and neither one of us are making money off this. Like, we're making nickels and dimes.
Yeah.
Like, we don't feel like if you put out a video, all we're doing is watching it. Like, we're not like, how dare you? I mean, like, we talk about Scotty J all the time. He's not our competition. He's like this other dude who just makes way better videos than us.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I'll shout out anyone like Rugs, Beard to Go. Oh man, what's that one guy's name? I can never say it. It's like Avon. AHVON makes good videos. Check them out. They're all ferals, but still. So I don't care. Watch them. More content means better community, better players. So
Yeah, if you were my competition, I never would have reached out and be like, "Yo, bro, come on, let's chat for 4 hours."
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
nice. Thanks for
Panda
inviting, by the
streams.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the homie. Yeah, thanks for hopping on. Let me turn this stream off. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Next week is going to be on Grif's channel, wherever he is, up, left, down, right, this way, over there, that way.
Right start.
Yep. He's going to be over there. I'm going to be over there. He might have a feral guest. Sometimes we don't have guests on. Almost didn't have a guest this week. I finally was like, let me get off my ass and like ask if somebody wants to come on. GT accepted. So thanks GT again for hanging out.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for inviting.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, guys.